Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Grand Finals action. I totally haven't been gone in the slightest. We're here for the Season 18 Grand Finals. It's a best of 5, and I'm once again joined by a man who I'm sure you're very familiar with, but if you're not, longtime amateur Dota legend, member of Team Liquid as a Actually, what do you do for Liquid exactly?
It's social media right now.
Social media expert for Team Liquid, and of course, good friend of the channel, Logical Dota 2. How are you tonight, Logical?
I'm doing great, Badger. It feels phenomenal to be back.
And of course, you come on back to Lads and you see a number of these long-time, strong Lads players once again at it. We have Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku on the Dire side, AI-generated team on the Radiant side. And from what I've been told, we have two absolutely fantastic barn-burning teams here tonight. I've heard that Dire is the favorite. Give me a breakdown on this Dire team, Logical.
Yeah, Dire, they've only lost 2 games the entire season. They have maybe the best player in recent Lads history on Ryoma. He's around. He signed up at mid 9K, but now I think he's close to 11K. Just extremely solid carry player. And then he's obviously not the only player on this team. Festival, Crony, names we've heard before. Just really great players in their own right. Consistent.
It's one of those things where, obviously these festival teams have been year in, year out pretty good, so it's not too shocking that once again his teams are pretty good. But of course, we have perhaps the People's Champions on the Radiant team. Tell me about this AI-generated team, Logical.
Yeah, these guys are also super solid players. I think they kind of come into their own right recently. PMA the past few seasons has just been one of the most winningest players. I think he won, I believe 3 seasons ago. We just talked about, and he has become maybe one of the premier carries. And then they just really aren't lacking on any role. They have a much more well-rounded team, I would say. Pistia, always a very successful player. Andy Bendy, he won once, I believe, in the past. I mean, made it to finals with you. Also, phenomenally high MMR player. These guys are just a very well-rounded bunch.
It's one of those things where it seems like we might have one of the better Lads finals in history if things go the distance. But of course, there are many games to go before things go the distance. Looking at bans, seems like we have a number of these tankier sort of meta relevant heroes banned out. Ogre, Fury on Dawnbreaker, Shaker, Silencer, Spirit Breaker on Dying, Sand King, Ursa, Mag, all banned out. First pick, of course, being this large strength hero, the Axe. Response, Pugna, Pangolier. Now it's Hoodwink. Things truly do not change, do they, Logical?
Yeah, I mean, the specific heroes change, but I think the general idea stayed the same. I think last time we casted Axe first pick would be completely unheard of, but this hero it came to the forefront in the meta where it was super popular. It fell off a little bit, but Crony is really good at this hero, and and this hero it's easy to be, or not easy to be consistent at, but if you're good at it, you can be really consistent just because you're able to secure your farm by wave cutting so easily. So yeah, and Crony is just really good at it, so that's why they picked it up here. They did do a good job of countering it, though. I think Pugna's a great response.
Am I safe to assume this is the legendary Andy Bandy Pangolier, or is this perhaps another player's Pangolier?
I think it's likely to be Andy Bendy Pango. The great thing about Pango in specific is it flexes to 2 and 3, and it's extremely strong on both roles. And recently, when Falcons kind of do the same thing, where they pick Pango on this slot right here, just because you don't really want to pick both your supports on this 13 pick, and so this Pango flexes to 2 and 3, and it can go to either. I can't remember seeing Pisha play this hero very much, but it does feel like it's a type of hero that's in his wheelhouse, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick it. But I would bet on it being Andy's Pango.
And speaking of heroes, I'm just gonna call evergreen heroes. It's Hoodwink, it's Dark Willow. They do a lot of things, therefore they're always good. Speaking of evergreen heroes, it's Snapfire.
All the new heroes. Four new heroes. These guys were in Dota 1. Pango, Hoodwink, Willow, Snap.
They were not. I can't tell you though, Axe definitely in Dota 1. That dude was a menace in my terrible potato level Dota 1 lobbies. It was Axe, Ricky, Sniper every single lobby.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And speaking of very long Dota 1 established heroes, it is the Lifestealer. What exactly is the Lifestealer build nowadays for those of us who have not been following Lifestealer based games?
It's a lot on Radiance. I mean, I can't remember if you play during the Ags, but the Ags I would even say like fell off a little bit. People don't really buy the Ags as much, but you are gonna see him go through the Radiance build up, and then just a lot of stats. Like it'll be like a Saint Yasha, it'll be like a AC, and you just got to try to get really tanky. BKB is more commonly purchased now, and you just have like 20 seconds of 20 seconds of spell immunity in the late game fights. You just like rage into BKB into rage. This hero, his innate gives him health over time, so you just get really, really tanky. You just farm a bunch of creeps, more health based on the units you've killed, and so this hero just gets really tanky. And I mean, in a meta where everyone is so beefy, this hero is just gonna fight and heal so much.
And we have the sniper. Of course, always a
Sniper.
long range right click cure unless something crazy has happened. It's sniper support surely isn't meta still, right?
No, yeah, no, really sniper supports. They unfortunately nerfed that facet a lot. So I think when it was really good, it was 120 damage. Now it's 90 damage. The sniper pick is interesting on 18. They do think it's a Pango mid then for sure. Honestly, the sniper pick is the first one I'm surprised about. I'm not sure how much I like it. I think, I mean, in my opinion, Festival plays a lot better on these like spirit heroes and go-in heroes. Notably, their most successful and most played hero of this tournament is Earth Spirit, and he's played it every single time. They have 8 wins or 8 games and 8 wins. So the sniper is an interesting angle. Obviously, the lane is really good versus Pango, so you might be able to shut down Indy Bendy. But Festival's laning, I would say, has always been his weakest point. So I don't know how consistent this will be. I'm interested to see how it works out.
And it's one of those things these teams did play earlier in the bracket. Perhaps happy birthday Hatsune Miku, knowing that they've already had this BO3 late earlier in the winner's bracket, are saying, you know what? Let's try to throw a little bit of a curveball, throw off their draft plans. I know playing with PMA, he likes making the draft plans, likes planning ahead. I'm sure Patience, Pitch to do the same, but if you're doing the sniper rather than say the more commonly accepted answer of Earth Spirit, perhaps they won't be ready for this hero. Though, looking over at Pangolier Snapfire, there are means of perhaps getting in there and getting on the sniper. Though, of course, he can buy Hurricane Pike, Ag Shard, BKB, all that fun stuff to try to get away from very angry Radiant heroes.
Yeah, it is a bit interesting. I mean, one important thing in like the broader like in the big picture of the game, what this Pugna will try to do is he hits level 5 and then he just runs to the mid lane and starts blasting the tower to take it. Because when you take that mid tier 1 tower, it opens up the map a lot. So Sniper as a hero is good against that conceptually, because the Pugna will like try to stand in the trees and he'll try to like kill your wards. But Sniper obviously can shrapnel for vision, and because he's so long range, he can like just like shoo away the Pugna very easily, which could be one of the reasons they picked it up. But yeah, I do agree with what you said. They do have good ways to jump the sniper. The Snapfire does a lot of damage at long range, and the Pango and the Lifestealer is like more than enough to be able to jump and kill him.
I guess in his current year, I'm sure any hero can buy a Blink Dagger still. Blink Dagger, it's just a fun item. Ever since they removed the mana cost, I don't know, like 10 years ago, it's been a very fun item.
Yeah, I can't even remember how long ago they changed that mana cost. Yeah,
I'm
but
dating
I mean,
myself there
even
on that
back when it
one.
had a mana, even back when it had a mana cost, I mean, this item not only is it fun though, it's just strong. Like having mobility is such a strong tool. Sven pick, okay.
Well then, large
Yeah,
man with a large sword. I'm assuming he does the same thing as he has for the last 20 years.
of course, yeah. The only really thing that's changed about him is you play a lot to one-shot people now. Like before, you maybe try to play some like long drawn-out fights where you like ult and then you hit people, you kite around a little bit, with like a harpoon and stuff. But now his innate, he does a lot more damage with right clicks to units that are stunned. So you take a talent that buffs that innate, and then you try to one-shot people. You blink stun, you hit them twice, you hope they die.
It's one of those things where the builds have alternated basically between the one-shot build and with the sustained build over the years. I mean, obviously in
Yeah.
more recent years, the sustained build has been popular, but if you go back far enough, there's a very famous clip: EG versus Navi, EG Sphere playing the Sven, one-shots all Navi with the cleave and the data list. So history can perhaps repeat itself once again.
Yep. I remember those with the Dark Seer vacuum, right? Or was that a different
Yep,
one?
you got it.
Okay, okay. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. Timber Saw. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I assume it'll be Pisha playing Timber, but we'll see. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a P guy classic, and lanes very well versus Sven. Honestly, I like Radiant's draft a little bit more here. I mean, I do think Dire's favored. I put that in the notes. I do think Dire is even maybe a better team, But Radiant can certainly win, and I think really, if the sniper doesn't like really own this Pango mid, they might struggle because I don't know. I just don't think this is the type of hero you want Festival on, and I don't think this is a super free spend game. He has to lane against the Timber. The Lifestealer matchup in general is kind of iffy because he buys a Radiant, so you miss, and then obviously like Lifestealer just innately is good against strength heroes because you're feasting off of them. I would say it's Radiant favorite, but if Dire wins, then I would say that sets a really bad precedent. If like especially if Dire crushes Radiant, we might just see a 3-0.
I hope for our sake we don't see the 3-0. The people, they want at least 4 games, perhaps 5 games. There have been some pretty fantastic 5-game lads finals in the last 3, 4, 5 or so years. So the people expect a barn burner. I've been in the barn burner before in lads finals. Gets a little bit stressful
Slop
towards,
knocker.
game 4, game 5, but surely, I don't have nightmares about game 5 still, but it's only been years. Either way, though, we are jumping
Yeah,
into
you do
game
gotta.
number 1. I have to remember to hold my hand now on the keyboard for this.
I've never made it to game 5 for better or for worse. I always lose at game 4.
All right, the pimp casting config still works. We are now headed on out of the finals. Radiant smoked up already. My name is Badger, once again joined by a longtime friend of the channel, commentator, and so on. Logical 2. And hopefully we are in for some fun Dota 2 action. Both teams headed down mid. We're seeing an arrow drawn by Froggy2 Demon Dog, aka Andy Bendy. Could be the wraparound real early on here.
Yeah, love to see the level 1 spoke angles. I think you can learn a lot about team psyche through these. Looks like they're gonna stand on this triangle high ground though. No, they haven't placed any wards yet. Maybe they'll place one in between the towers. We'll see.
And here we go. The smoke has broken. Sniper
They see
is
them though with
running
the
away
mid ward on
right
top.
now. Everybody's running away. Both teams have a little bit of a ward down already around the high ground right now. Ping's come out once again from the Radiant side. They're running on forward. Dire run away through all of the aquatic features, through the land as well. And Dire wants nothing to do with this AI-generated Bloosher attack right now.
Yeah, makes sense. Radiant has a lot of strong level 1 heroes. Timbersaw, of course, strong hero, although he is a little bit squishy level 1. This Pangolier hero also, especially at highlight level 1. You just get so much shield that this hero becomes like deceptively tanky. You really have to ignore this hero. It's like a Medusa or something like this, you just can't fight at level 1 really.
Well, we are fighting. Timbersaw and Axe tank a little bit of damage. Perhaps both will lose half their HP, but it seems like no harm, no foul. Tangos will be plenty enough to heal up here.
Yeah, it does have to use the TP on Axe though, which shouldn't matter too much because I don't really foresee this Pugna Lifestyle lane killing the Axe Hoodwink lane. But minus 100 gold, has to use some mana.
Crazier things have happened though. There have been some surprising things that have happened at really all levels of Dota, from the lowest to the highest of levels. So you never know. Somebody could just die unexpectedly here.
Of course. Also, I mean, they might not necessarily all in you at like level 1 or whatever, right? But the Pugna is good at killing people. You're very efficient at trading. You can just whittle people down and then eventually all in at the end with a blood grenade once they're like 50%, 40% type health.
Pishka is actually still quite injured from the all the action both pre-horn and post-horn. He's about 1/4 HP right now. This has got to be good for Ryomo, who's expecting a bit of strong pressure from the Timbersaw on this lane.
Yeah, I do think maybe Pisha messed up. I mean, Dire played really well also. I think that's like one thing. Dark Willow is not typically a 5. I'd say it's a lot better as a 4, but like pretty much your only trick is that this Q does so much damage that you really need to go with the Q at level 1. So they comboed the Sven stun into the Dark Willow with some auto attacks to get the Timbersaw low, and now the Timber can't really pressure the Sven, so it was well played by Dire.
Never mind. I thought potentially we'd see a kill bottom lane. Both subs are very low. Bushwhack hits. Pugna will barely survive. Hoodwink will barely survive. Blood Grenade flies. Will that be the kill? I think it might be. And there it is. First blood goes to Patience, playing the Pugna, and he's got the tip.
That was cool. I don't think I've ever seen that specific way that someone has gotten killed, or they're tanking a wave and you blood grenade and then let them go. Because if it was just the blood grenade damage, he would have lived, and if it was just the creep wave, he would have lived. But the blood grenade's slow, making him have to tank the creep wave, killing off flame turtles. Pretty interesting.
And that is to be expected from Patience. He is an intellectual player, has a brain going, so as a result, it is a nice little heads-up kill right there.
I don't know if I'd say intellectual player. I think he might be doing too much there. But, I mean, he's good, obviously. I think he's extremely high on our position 5 player. He's also like a type of player that plays solo queue, so it's not like it's like sitting on his rank or something. He's someone who's still playing solo queue, still gaining rank. Yeah.
Looks like the lanes are going relatively evenly so far. Looking at the network, it's literally dead zero right now. Looking at individual heroes, though, Lifestealer, Pangolier both doing a little bit of lane losing, but nothing too crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean the Pango one is to be expected. This is like sniper versus melee hero. Obviously, supposed to be bad for the melee hero. Like the Pango will struggle. He'll have to go for some kind of all-in attempt with the subs at level 6. But this bottom lane, I think, is very surprising. They picked this Lifestealer against the first pick axe, so they thought that this would be a good matchup, and maybe they didn't pick it for the lane. I kind of agree with that. I don't know if the lane is that good, but I don't think he should be this far behind. Like he's missing like a full wave and a half compared to the axe. And like axe is not a particularly strong laner for his ability to shut down the opposing lane. He's a strong laner because you can hit this like level 3, level 4 time, and you can just run behind the enemy's tower.
I know, having played with PMA, it is sort of guy that feels a lot more comfortable in the mid game than in the laning phase. Gets a lot more vocal as the game goes on, so perhaps he's saying, you know what, I will wait things out, I will get my farm, and if I lose the lane, then that's Dota 2 for you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mid lane, I don't think this way Sniper dies here, but Pangolier is up and personal, getting up in Sniper's grill right now, doing some good damage, but not enough for a kill. So at this point, you know, what should we expect in terms of when do the lanes break down? Looking at a longer laning phase here, or should we expect heroes to go to the jungle sooner rather than later?
Longer laning stays. I mean, with the way things are shaping up right now, I do think that these lanes will go for a little bit. It really will depend on these fives. I think Patience is a player who likes to portal, so I do think around maybe this like first nighttime like 6-7 mark, you might see people try to rotate and actually make some moves.
Speaking of Patience, he is in a duel for his life right now. Axe is 1/3 HP, Pugna's 1/3 HP. Crony is tanking damage from the Lifestealer. Will it be a kill? Blood Grenade's on the way. He'll rate up to dodge that pushback. He's running forward. Needs 2 more hits, I believe. There will be 1, and there's enough from Pugna, I believe, with a Blood Grenade. It's another tip. 2 kills for Pugna. 2 tips from Pugna. At some point, he will run out of tips very soon.
I think he's only got 1 more. I don't remember exactly how it works, but yeah. And Patience is really rich now. This, like, having a good start on Pugna feels so nice, because he's gonna get to that level 5 really fast. He's gonna start breaking these towers. Like, I think that could be one thing. You mentioned breaking the lanes. That could definitely be one way that they try to break the lanes. This Pugna goes through the portal, kills this top tower, then both of the subs can just run to mid, make the snipers fear for his life, and take the mid tower after.
If there's any one hero you want to fear for his life, it is this very squishy hero like Sniper, who loves to farm the lane and the jungle when possible. If he's too scared to farm in that lane, you can make him farm real suboptimally, so... That could be the idea there. He's not quite level 5, but he's coming up on 4, and he is sitting around the middle lane, and as a result, Sniper's already playing towards these Hellbear Smashers.
Yeah. We'll play with the Radiant supports, gotta secure the runes.
Yeah, they're sitting on both sides of the river right now, and that is Des, aka Fruit Punch, securing the Pangolier Illusion rune. There are 5 heroes mid, 2 from the Dire, 3 from the Radiant, but no blood quite yet, simply more consumption of creep farm.
Yeah. Patience is already kind of posturing around mid. He might even throw us a level 2 blast. Next main thing to be looking for is the 7-minute Wisdom Shrines in about 30 seconds. It looks like they're making a move with the level 6 Pango. I like this. Pretty active.
They're going to spot out these Dire side stacks. They're running towards the Dire Wisdom rune. Hoodwink, of course, will be in the area as well. But in that 2v1, it's going to be a little bit harder for the Hoodwink to contest this. Flame Turtle will play towards the trees. The smoke will break. Roll is on the way. And here we go. The blast, the roll, the damage. This should be a dead Hoodwink, barring a miracle. The miracle certainly will not arrive, but Sniper has arrived. Now 3 kills for the Pugna. In comes Axe as well. Sniper is on 3rd HP. Patience is half HP. Sniper wants the kill streak. Call on 2. Down goes Pugna. The Pangolier will mostly miss that swashbuckle. He's still headed for the Sniper. Dark Willow TPs and Brambles are on the floor. He's rooted. He's Curse Crowned. The Blood Grenade is there. This could be a dead Pangolier. Sniper ulti's on the way. Headshot. And there's the kill. Double kill for the Sniper. And for now, Sniper, he is sitting on #1 net worth by a country mile.
Yeah, that's big. That was well played by Dire. I like the idea. I think maybe they could have gotten out easier after the sniper TP'd in, but it definitely favors Dire. It isn't the worst thing in the world for Radiant though. They do get this this key double wisdom shrine, so these supports are going to be really poor XP wise now on Dire. Like you can see the Hoodwink, he's level 3 and not even a half. Meanwhile, the Snapfire's level 5. Pugna's also hits that key level 5.
I'm just happy the buttons that they're still working. Stuff pulls up when I think it will, so you know, clearly I'm not too washed up, right?
Still got the muscle memory.
I press the button, the scoreboard appears, we're good to go. I can highlight the number 5 on my screen. I can still read as well, so you know. We are going to see that Pugna. You mentioned level 5 timing on the Pugna. He's currently top tower. It's currently a 3v0, so I would expect the tower to die sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, speaking of bottom lane, the 2v1, it's Lifestealer, who's been called, but he's in the Centaur. He's fine, isn't he?
Yeah. Pretty interesting that he does use that first infest. I mean, this is one key difference about the Lifestealer compared to like around a year ago. You can see the facet choice that he takes is Gore Storm. He's like a big part of this hero now is you infest Ancients because this facet lets you do that, and then you explode, and it does a bunch of damage. So he ends up using his first infest on that Centaur, and it did do a good bit of damage. It did probably like 300 damage to this axe, but it does mean that he's gonna lose out on this this first Ancient infest, which is the play that you'll see carry Lifestealers go for pretty often.
We see a red Sven top lane. Seems like he's fine though. A little bit angry, a little bit strong, but not quite dead. Well, Lifestealer's going in. Never mind, he is not going in. He's moving forward, moving back. He's moving on around. No action.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how Crony ended up here also, because I think he was cutting the waves for a little bit, which I think he would be much happier about. I mean, now he just has to watch the Lifestealer in the wave. He would like to be behind the tower.
Well, one tower is broken. Pugna, of course, wants one more. Looking at Radiant Vision, they now see it on David, and it's both Dire subs showing me. A Sniper, I believe, is showing as well. Yeah, so at this current point, Radiant know that Dire are congregated. But they have a Timber Saw and a double damage Pangolier. They simply do not care. Andy goes forward, takes 2/3 HP from the Dark Willow. They'll turn. He looks to roll. He's rooted. In comes Axe. He calls in time. The kill will be there. He's cold. But the Snapfire ulti is flying. They're perhaps going to try to kill the Axe, but he's still half HP. He is indeed playing Axe. And that tower siege has been broken. Sniper goes forward with 3 backing them up. They'll go for the Snapfire. She'll cookie away, but they're still running forward. Dark Willow looks for the angle. Fires the damage. Sniper ulti's on the way. Will not be up damage, but it's still a very close kill. Maybe with the Battle Hunger. Meanwhile, Timbersaw is in the front of everything. Crony gets decrept, now walks away. Snapfire barely lives. Chakram hits Sniper, but not the Axe. Radiant perhaps want to re-engage, but the fight is entirely over. That's a win once again for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, Andy Bendy overextended a little bit there. I mean, he did feel strong. He had a DD rune activated, he had an Invis rune in the bottle, but he just gets caught up before he can cast any of his spells. Gets bursted, no Invis rune, no wand, no roll. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad for his game, but I don't think it really changes the progress of the game at all. The Pugna's still going to get the mid tower. This Lifestealer game is still really good. These engagements are going well for Dire, which is a good sign for them, but I do think like the general pace of the game, they're gonna have to rely on Ryoma to clutch up in one of these fights. Like they'll have like a 3-man call or something, and to Ryoma kill everyone. Otherwise, I do think they might struggle against this Tricore of Radiant. Nice cut. Did you see that bottom?
Yeah, I did see that bottom from PMA, dodging that bushwhack. I guess he could have raged, but why waste the mana? That's an important cooldown, right?
Yeah.
That is another T1 tower dead, though, you're saying?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was swag by the way. So yeah, also this bottom tier one tower. This is the only one in my opinion that was not guaranteed, right? So he just takes that. Even 1 versus 2. Like when's the last time that the Pugna was in the bottom lane? You know? So he
True.
takes that tower pretty much solo, and they're gonna get this last tier one tower mid because you can't really stop this Pugna. That's the strength of this hero. That's why they first picked it.
I'm already drawing the box. I'm already drawing the X. Another blast is more than enough. Andy, he'll get away nice and clean, and that will be 3 towers dead. Only problem is, despite having a 3-tower advantage, the net worth lead is, well, minuscule, which means the Span and the Sniper are farming extremely well on their own, and, you know, it's one of those things where if one of them's farming well, maybe it's not a huge deal, but if both are farming well, oh boy, this could be a mid to late game problem brewing.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Radiant, I would say they have the map lead now, but they do need to do something with it. So like, their moves open up a lot. They have like a lot of potential here. If they just like push out the waves, then they can pretty much kill anyone, right? With like a roll and some support abilities. But now that they take the towers, they can't really take their foot off the gas. They have to actually do stuff with it, which we'll have to see how they do.
That's kind of how these Dota games go throughout the years, is one team might have the lead, but the burden execution is on them. If they sit back and do nothing, they will eventually lose. And, well, we're seeing Sven, he's farming the stack camps. This is what he does. He has got a big sword. It simply cleaves things. And he's now number 1 net worth by 400 gold, and counting.
I they are. I do think they have to do stuff to like push this lead farther, but it's not like they're like slouches in the late game also. I'd say Lifestealer is the ultimate late game hero in this game, and it's gonna require like a lot of like it's gonna require multiple dire heroes to take him on. Like the Axe and the Sven, they don't have terrible matchups. Like it goes both ways a little bit, but I would still say it's Lifestealer favored on both ends. And then so like for Dire to actually deal with the Lifestealer, they're gonna have to burst him in the call into Svenstone, which isn't super easy, and so it might even require like some mistakes from PMA. We'll have to see.
Alright, I have the answer. So Dire, they buy 4 hexes, Sven buys Daedalus Rapiers. Surely, they can go left with that.
Yeah, I mean they certainly can, but they might have bigger issues.
This is
That's
true.
also a lot of money, you know. That's like 30k gold or so.
There's a lot of money in Dota right now. They'll be fine, surely. It seems like somebody might not be fine, because a fight is brewing in the Dire-sided jungle. Pangoliers hasten up, headed towards the Dark World, was a swashbuckle will miss. So no kill, no damage, nothing happens. We return to the natural game state. So Radiant, they're currently grouped as 4 top lane. Do you like this movement right now?
Yeah, I think it's good. I like that they're taking over their jungle. I think that's like the biggest area that they want to be controlling.
Ooh, good
Nice
solo kill by Andy Bendy, walking up slowly and smacking him to the grave for 25 more seconds. And PMA, perhaps 1-1 more, but he'll simply claim creeps instead.
Yeah, this Diffusal Pango timing is a really big deal. This was maybe like my go-to hero when I was playing in the mid lane, and this hero has gotten nerfed a lot. And I mean, you'll still see it for the stun, but it's really hard to have like big impact unless you actually are able to find many kills with this Diffusal timing. Otherwise, you just kind of do less damage. You're just like a little bit worse than some other heroes.
It's one of those things, though, where Andy Bendy, he comes from this very different background. You know, most Dota players are Dota players, but he is, you know, a former League of Legends pro, so the way he evaluates the game just it's a little bit different than everybody else, and at times it really pays dividends.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, Dire, I think realistically what they're waiting for is this Axe Blink timing. The Sven's gonna keep farming items. Once they get this Axe Blink, though, that's when they can actually start looking for kills. But for the time being, they really just can't do anything. Like they have no way to actually kill these heroes.
The PMA, he's just casually dealing with 4 heroes by himself, not even using raids, not even using anything. He's like, yeah, I'm a lifestealer. What are you gonna do about it? Apparently the answer is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they really can't do much time being. And I mean, this was kind of the reason where, like, the sniper, sure, he's like rich. He has even more farm than the Pango, but like, I feel like Andy Bendy has just had more impact than him. He was able to get this. Oh, I mean, maybe we'll see here.
Yeah, we're already rolling in. The Ultimates are flying on out. 3 of them were committed, though Timbersaw is in that 3. Looking for a second kill on the Axe. Sniper's already dead. The roll will not end up hitting the Dark Widow, but now the Pangolier will simply roll away. A sniper kill by itself is good, and if they can get away, it's even better. And that'll be a nice little kill there for the side of AI-generated Bloosher. The lead is grown to 2,000 gold, and they're going to go in for the axe. Crony is about 1/4 HP, and there goes one more kill. Blasted on down by Pishka and Des. Go ahead for more Sups around the run. Sups perhaps will live, though that is not secured quite yet. It could be a T3 dive. Blood Grenade was used by Patience. He wanted to dive, but his cores were not willing.
Yeah, nice play. I mean, yeah, that was what we were concerned about at the draft, right? That the sniper did just get jumped. The Snapfire also is like a great follow-up hero. This hero, it's like really all about the spell damage. The shard is amazing, and these like ult talents are amazing, but also like just this level 1 ulti early on does so much damage. And yeah, I mean, I do feel like Andy is just higher impact than the sniper at the moment, because like I don't even think he's played like significantly better, but just this like Pango running around, they just haven't been able to like really like take fights on Dire, and so the sniper just like sitting and farming leaves a lot to be desired in my opinion.
It's one of those things where Sniper's very much a one-dimensional hero at this stage of the game. Pangolier is never one-dimensional. He is a multifaceted hero, and well, we're seeing it in action right now. So, Roshan, when should we expect the first Roshan, or is that this not a thing for a while in this game?
I'd say in this game it's a little bit weirder because like neither of these teams have like particularly good heroes at killing it.
Wait, they're going to kill the Pangolier? They will!
Okay.
Dark Will ulti, the Hoodwink ulti and Sven is enough to simply blast down Andy Bendy. It's a big kill there for the Dire side.
Yeah, they do have the blink on the Sven now. The Axe blink is still lacking for a little while, but they can start to make some plays with that. They do also have a lot of damage with their subs right now. This Hoodwink shard, it amps magic, and this Dark Willow W, this hero does an obscene amount of damage because you take 30% more damage when you're next to her in Shadow Realm. So these two heroes can pretty much solo kill people if they can get on top of them also. So, I mean, they're setting up right now.
This will
They're
be
just
a
gonna go off the
fun
initiation with
fight.
the Sven.
It's already 4 on the Radiant side, 5 on the Dire side, with Pangolier respawning. Dire smoke to the west side towards that upper ground area. Smokes have broken. Is there a jump? You mentioned no Axe Blink. Perhaps they could go Sven into Axe the reverse order, but for now, nothing happens. Everyone went bottom. Now everyone leaves bottom.
Yeah, I think they're looking for like a fast pick off there with just like Sven stun into like hoodwink spells, but weren't able to find it, so they get out of there. I mean, that's a good call. I don't think that's a fight that they necessarily want to be taking because Radiant seems so prepared already. The timing of this fight specifically though, I don't think this was a coincidence. The Tormentor is spawning in 30 seconds, and so they wanted to take a fight there and then like go Portal, or they just wanted to have some kind of numbers advantage for this upcoming Tormentor. But and Dire, they're still biding their time. They don't want to like lose too many fights before they get this Axe BKB, this Axe Blink, Sven BKB. So they're just gonna let the Tormentor go here.
Yeah, seems like we are ready for some fun action top lane towards this. What is that? Is that a perhaps rectangular prism? I'm not entirely sure, but it's not going to be live for too much longer. Radiant throw everything. Dire are simply not there, and a free shard goes to Patience on the Pugna.
Yup. Pugna Shard is not phenomenal, to be fair. This is like not a particularly useful shard, so didn't miss out on too much there. But these Dire shards are all like extremely good. I'd say all 5 of them are like quite key to the hero.
It's one of those scenarios where even if your shard isn't necessarily good, then as you mentioned, denying it to these Dire heroes has to be of value. Where it's like, you know what, we take it simply so you can't take it. Suck it, Dire team, and hey, that's pretty effective right there.
Yeah, and also it is a 50-50 between like the two least farmed heroes that don't have a shard already. So I mean, they just like lost a little bit. Unfortunate 50-50. The Timbersaw getting the shard would have been great for his game. That's a quality shard. Just some extra damage, some extra farm, helps you hit some towers.
It's always good to double down on damage on a hero like Timbersaw, who's, basically does 2 things, and one of them is do damage, so the more damage, the better.
This Pugna might go down here. He's, yeah.
Whoa, yeah, he's just, I think he got 2-shot there, and the tower
Yeah.
actually has 12 HP, so Ryoma can deny that. It's got pinged by the Dark Willow, though no denial quite yet. Perhaps they're waiting to use it as a teleport spot. Pishka goes in bottom lane. Crony, as a strength hero, is not having fun with this Timbersaw. PMA infests his offlaner, pops out. Pishka secures the kill, and that will be a dead axe. Blink Dagger has been finished, though, so, he'll be fine to have some impact relatively soon.
Yeah. They'll they'll definitely start to look for a fight now. Sven can complete the BKB now. He might just wait to actually finish the Echo Saber and the BKB and just not disassemble it at all. But yeah, I think Dire is about to be online very soon. But I mean, this Timbersaw Ags is quite a big purchase, and the Pango finished his Ags too. So this fight is not free for either team by any means.
Yeah, it is time to apply pressure. It appears we're seeing a lot of these Radiant heroes by the Dire Tri Camp. Hasn't been a Tri Camp in a while, but it's still the Tri Camp to me. And again, more pressure is applied. Festival will lose that Hyperstone. And they're all up there now, looking perhaps towards both mid and bottom. The wave is favorable mid, little less so bottom. But the tower is already half HP or so. More like 3/5 HP, but who's counting? Patience, of course, will change that. He's playing Pugna. Dire scan. They now know what we know, that, hey, there are Radiant heroes by the Roshan pit, and there we go. They're actually in the Roshan pit. It's dying fairly quickly. Question is, will there be a contest? We're seeing pings perhaps for a smoke. There's a smoke onto Dark Willow and Axe. Looking at Roshan HP, it's currently about half HP. It's not dying that quickly. Pangolier will break the action, distracts the Axe. There will be no blink on in. Lifestealer leaves the bed. Everyone leaves, but they're going for Realm. Will BKB and become red. He's fighting. Carry on, carry call. Is in, but BMA dodges it. Mew on the south side. There's action there as well. Will is low. Pugna selected the main part of the fight. Pangolier's being gone on. He jukes it out though. Hoodwink goes down, and meanwhile, we're seeing Lifestealer run at Crony. Crony was out to the Radiance. That'll be 2 kills for the Radiant side. They're headed on over for more. It will be a full disengage, but it's 2 kills, a smoke wasted, and now Roshan taken. A massive rout in favor of AI-generated Bloosher.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was kind of unfortunate fight. That was really well played by Andy. I think his role was a little bit suspect, but the way he like started that fight, just like interrupting the blink, like on the high ground, and then like rolling immediately to force a Sven BKB, it was like complete. Like he completely won the fight. No one else really like had to put in any work there or like any thought, because he just like the way that Dire needs to take the fight is they need to blink, axe stun someone, and then like kill one hero immediately. They can't win a straight on 5v5 where like the other team knows where they are. And so, like, him taking that positioning completely won them the fight.
We saw it there. That was an incredibly spread out fight. We saw heroes by this this mid T2 tower. We saw heroes all over by the secret shop, and if nothing else, it'll be a very drawn out, spread out fight game as it currently stands.
Yeah.
You know, this Axe player, I'm with him. He's got 3 rings of protection. I know how he feels right now.
Yeah, I mean that is that I mean you did miss out on that a little bit of this Axe meta because Zero got nerfed, but that was the wave. You start the game with 3 rings of protection, you send out 1 more at the start of the lane, just because it you get a lot of damage with it. The battle hunger scales with your armor, and so it's like a really strong nuke early on, and then you just get really tanky with this this facet also because you get more strength based on your armor, so like you double up on it. So you just buy a bunch of rings of protection. I think 33 was the guy who started.
I missed it. That's my kind of hero right there. What can you do, though? I like to be before the trends, you know? I like to be that sort of perennial hipster. If, you know, I was playing this hero before it was cool. Look at all you posers and trend chasers. Apparently Abaddon's been good recently. I'm like, wait a minute, that's my hero. You stole my hero, you know? Because you were there, you know.
Really of course, yeah.
You got me on that hero.
It's the Abaddon in the tree.
Yeah, exactly. You were thinking to yourself, you know, how can I make Badger be useful? Abaddon. He's got a huge, strong dispel on the shield. Get him in there. Surely he won't be useless. And turns out, yeah, I wasn't useless.
Melee hero T can't die. You got the ulti.
It's beautiful. It truly is. Is Crony possibly in danger right now? Nah, he's fine. Wait. Yeah, he's fine. Never mind. They know he's TPing, but
it was a long TP. That was a 5-second.
Oh, shit. I have been gifted some subs. Whoa. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. Give up. Get a thanks in the chat for, is that Bright? Either way, call mid lane on Pangolier. Andy Benny has been one-shot in the stuns. You mentioned it, the Axe Sven combination. You line them up, you strike them out, and that's a dead mid laner. And perhaps now will be finally a dead T1 tower mid lane.
Yeah, another Pango kill is big. And I mean, he did have the play during. He did have the good play during that fight, but he is getting caught quite a bit. Could be the money that the Dire needs to get back into this game. Crony looks very dead though.
He looks incredibly dead, I agree. So it's currently one core on one core in the grave. Lifestealer's got Aegis for how long? About 2 minutes and a tiny bit of change. So, again, I'm sure if you're playing Dire side, you say, you know what? We can wait 2 minutes. We'll buy a little bit of items. How much damage can they possibly do? The answer is probably not that much. I don't see PMA being the type of guy to just walk up and just take this T3 tower raw at minute 27. Though he's doing it, actually. Wait a minute. If I misjudged PMA, I think I have.
Yeah. I don't really think he can take this tower, but I mean, no axe is like, how are they supposed to go on you? You know? Well, they do have a spin, I guess, actually, but yeah, I mean, he's just forcing some rotations and then leaving. I like this idea. I hope he doesn't stick around for too long, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good. When you are like this much stronger in the fight, you can just kind of like try to limit their farm by making them come back.
That is how it
Yeah,
goes sometimes. You get those small little gains economically, and they add up over time, you know? You choke them out, you win them out that way.
Yeah, like Sven was farming the right side of the map, but he was like, oh shit, this lifestealer is hitting my building, I gotta come back, and then now he has to go to this top side. Missed like a good like 35 seconds.
You know, as it currently looks, looking at the hero network, it is that Dire side 3 through 5 who are suffering. Sniper's fine, Sven is fine. Axe, Hoodwink, Dark Willow, they seem a little bit sad right now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of the subs, they don't even have their first item coming on minute 28 is definitely a concern.
You know, there's a phrase for that one, Logical. It's what can you do?
Yeah. The Hoodwink also, I'll say, like, I'm not a super big fan of this build on the Hoodwink, because like this hero was it fell off for a long time, Badger. You missed out on the golden age. There was no Hoodwink for a long time.
No, I
But
missed
then,
it. I missed the one time it wasn't good.
well, then Falcon started bringing it back, and it was like almost entirely crit playing it. I know it was a couple other people, but it was mostly crit. And it's because he would take this facet, this Go Nuts facet, and he'd go 1-4-4, and he'd buy a bunch of aura items. And because you get extra cast range with the facet, you just like Glimmer Cape or like Solar Crest or like Yule Scepter with a really long range. But I don't like his itemization because you don't really like. He's trying to like kill people with an E-Blade, but he's not. He's gonna have it at like minute 45. You're not gonna kill anyone then.
I suppose it does amp your teammates' damage as well, but that's easier said than done sometimes. Fight will break out. They're going in for Pugna. Pugna gets blasted. PMA is magic immune, as is Sven right now. Lester will juke to the south side towards his Pistia, who also blink away. Roll was pump fake twice. Now here we go. He's looking for the angle right now, going in for Ryoma. He'll stun the sniper. He's rolling on around at speed of sound. They're going in for Sniper. Sniper has no big KP, but he's still 1/3 HP. PMA slaps him down. Now 1-for-1, and he's headed for more. He's being kited. Curse Crown is blocked. Sven stun brings down Fruit Punch. My bad. Mixed up a couple on that one, and now they're headed for Ryoma, who no longer has magic immunity. Can blink in 3 seconds, and the Radiance will break that blink. Can Crony save him? Perhaps, but perhaps not. The call is on 2. It might be enough. Ryoma jukes to the northwest side. PMA still running in. He is relentless. He'll slap down the fellow carry now. 2 big core kills for the Radiant side. And here we go. We're looking for more. They found the Hoodwink, who has got an Aether Lens and a wand to her name. She's dead. That's another big fight win for the Radiant side. And here we go. T3 Tower, you are not long for life.
Yeah, I mean, no buyback on the Sven even. I mean, it was really well played. I like the decision by PMA. I mean, it wasn't. Oh, Willow.
I got it on screen. Don't worry. You can keep going.
Willow looks okay. Living on Willow.
Is he going?
That's
Is he going?
good.
His axe going, he's going! The call on too, but he's got no HP! He might just die here! He's instantly brought down! Sven's still dead, Sniper was not in the right spot to do that fight, now Sniper will die as well! The bleeding continues! And for happy birthday Hatsune Miku, they might lose a little more than just one set of racks here. The roll is on the way, they're diving for Willow. Willow is brought down, double kill, mega kill for Pistia. That's P-Guy going crazy. And they'll go for 2 sets of racks. PMA Pistia lead the way, Pugna not far behind. This could be a major lead that's too hard to give up here. Ready for more with Andy. Look where he's going. He wants more kills. He's got the bloodlust. He's actually dead. Never mind. It's a big counter kill. But in comes Pistia, finishing his teammate's job, perhaps. Yep, at the foot of the fountain. Meanwhile, PMA will kill the Rex.
That chain was so sick. Oh my god, I would have never hit that chain. That was such a good chain. He like somehow got the angle on like the fountain where he didn't actually take a fountain hit still. But yeah, I mean 2 racks. This is like it's like borderline GG.
He tanked 2 fountain hits, sir.
My fault. Right. Yeah. But he didn't end up in the fountain. I think he was like it was as he was traveling. He went through the fountain area, which is I mean, that was just impressive. It didn't actually have any bearing. I think if the Hoodwink lives, it doesn't actually change anything, but
But
just
it was
cool play.
stylish though. It was morale damage, and morale damage is just so important in war as much as it is in Dota.
That's very true.
And we're not done yet. We're still wrapping on around as 3. Seems like Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku do not want to let this game simply be a slaughter. They want to at least lose on their terms rather than the Radiant's terms, but they might just not have that chance. Are there more smokes? There's at least one more smoke for Dire, so they can go for one more smoke up play still. I got a gift sub from Valorant.
Yeah,
I have
I
like
know.
6 games of Valorant. I don't know how they know. It's
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. You received a gift sub from Valorant. I'm like that. I'm big time.
They're getting that dirty esports money. We're back. We're so back.
Yeah, this game seems really tough. I mean, their way back into it is kind of obvious. Like they're just gonna have to kill this life stealer somehow. I don't know. He'll have to like be out of position, or the Sven will need to like finish at MKB. But yeah, it looks quite bad. Like yeah, I think the game's much easier to play for Radiant.
Well, here we go again. One more smoke is on the way, this time from the Radiant side of AI-generated Bloosher. It's Pogman in the lead. Not quite sure why he's in the lead, but he's in the lead nonetheless. Maybe he'll walk up another blast or something. From the west side comes the roll. They're looking eyes fixed upon the sniper, and well, he will snipe no longer. Dead for 63 more seconds. He's got no buyback. That's probably going to be the Megas, barring a huge out-execution from Ryoma and company, but... Well, here we go. PMA will not wait for that second Roshan. It's go time.
Yeah,
I'm
they did use a
throwing the
lot of
arrow.
ult from him. Big arrows, big arrows. Okay, it finishes the Ags now. Yeah, I mean, if they don't kill this life stealer on the initial jump, I think that they're just gonna lose the game immediately. And to be fair, the sniper, like, respectfully, he doesn't actually do that much right now in this game, so the not having the ults on Radiant might be a bigger deal.
Well, they're in the trees. Stem looks for the angle. Pangolier's on the west side. I have to zoom all the way out for this one right now. So again, once again, a spread out fight. Though Radiant, they're saying, you know what? We're in the lead state. We don't have that second life for our PMA life stealer. We can wait. They need to execute. We can just simply play the game slowly for now. However,
Yeah, I mean,
look at smoke logical. Do you see the smoke? I know you see the smoke. It's go time.
yeah. I mean, they should know on Radiant, and especially like the way that Andy played it. Yeah, I mean the Roshan roars also. I don't know if you were around for that one, but like they know it literally. It literally says to the whole game they're roshing. By the way, so.
Well, here we go. Pishcha is in the front right now as PMA tries to go for the Axe. Axe blinked away in time. Pishcha's still going for the Dark Lord. Dark Lord will Yules herself.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Axe getting stunned and brought down immediately. He'll think it, but it doesn't even matter. PMA slaps him on down there with the Aghanim Scepter. That's 2 kills already. Ryoma will attempt the fight. He's red. He's holding BKB. He'll now pop it, looking for the kill on Pishcha. Pishcha will end up being brought on down, but Sven will be a much larger kill. Currently that 3 for 2. Flame Turtle's on the run. Flame Turtle will attempt the TP. It will be futile, and a sniper up against the world in the 1v3. It's a triple kill for PMA. He wants perhaps that ultra kill, but he simply will not need it. Festival BKBs, he knows he will die. He's fighting with his last breath. It will not work. That is a full 5-man wipe. Roshan, not needed. Here we go towards the bottom lane once again.
Yeah, I think maybe they should even just call it on Dire, but I mean they're fighting. Not gonna have any cores though. Although I guess the Sven has a buy. I think he kind of needs his evasion piercing item, though I don't know if you want him to even use his buy. You might just accept that you're gonna get mega'd here.
I've got the solution. You know, wise man once told me, if you're in a losing game, you think all hope is lost, what do? Buy a rapier. Sven could buy a rapier still. He's got money. He can sell
But
things.
the rapier doesn't even help because the damage like that isn't a problem. It's just he hits the lifestealer and he misses. I mean, also this lifestealer has no purge, which is like really, really damning to be honest. Like, I agree with this itemization by Ryoma. I think let him get megas. That's fine. If he gets this Bloodthorn, he can one-shot the lifestealer pretty reasonably. Like in this axe call, or like even not in this axe call, he can just one-shot him himself. Just the stun into Bloodthorn. But he's gonna get this Aegis now, so I mean it's tough. I mean you're down 21k gold, you're mega'd. You're not supposed to win, right? So
I get the logical explanation for why you buy Bloodthorn, but if I'm playing Sven, I buy a rapier. I simply don't care. A rapier is simply a high morale item.
yeah. And I don't think Radiant has to wait. Also, like they have everything after this Aegis. They're probably just gonna run at their base. Like they can wait for Megas to come in a little bit, but I mean they're already doing that. So
Suppose that is the good thing about that best of 5. Usually you go down that game 1, you're 1 game from elimination, or at the very least, a series loss. In this scenario, sure, maybe Axe dies here, you'll lose them, you lose the game instantly, but you still have 2 more games to play with. At the very least, you can recover. Plenty of times the team that wins game 1 ends up losing that grand final, so there is plenty of recovery space for the team that was, according to expert analyst Logical 2, the favorite going into the series. But again, off the winners bracket series, it did go 2-1, so clearly these teams are relatively evenly matched. Pangolier rolling. He's rolling. He's going. He's intimidating right now because he's hitting absolutely nothing. We see Flame Turtle looking for the angle. He's trying to do whatever he can, perhaps cutting that wave, but all it will do is cut his life short. The kill goes to Pangolier. Now in comes PMA, raging. He's angry. He wants to hit the building. So T4 goes down. Festival will attempt to be a bit of a turret here, defending his tower as a turret. And the game is not over yet. Axe has respawned, Logical.
the game, I mean, yeah, he did finish the MKB on Svenel, so he didn't go for the Bloodthorn. Just because he needed the item now, he didn't have the time to finish the full Bloodthorn. But I mean, I don't even know how you're supposed to take this fight. Like, even if the Lifestealer has 2 lives, first of all, and even if you can kill him twice, like, this state of the game doesn't change.
All right,
Great
it's
Tires
throne
just
time.
solo play.
They have to go. There's no no-go option. If you don't go, you simply lose the game. They'll go for the Timbersaw. He's quite tanky and has a BKB still ready. PMA rages. Sven goes in for Pugna. Pugna has been brought down. Rioma's BKB. He's been bashed by Andy Bendy. Ian infests the Lifestealer. Pugna buys back. Missile Blade is there on Sven. Sven's dropping. Sven goes down. He has got no buyback. They'll head the sniper. Logical's already called it. They'll die or have not. And there's the GG from the Dire side. That's what we need. Game 1 will go to AI-generated Bloosher.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's a bad sign if you're Dire. I'd say that's a good sign for the health of this series. Because if Dire won this game, I would not be very confident in Radiant. I would give it like 80-20 chances. But this game, I mean, it looks like there's some life in AI-generated teams. So yeah, we should be set for a good series.
Yeah, I'm looking at the graphs. Seems like again we were. I mean, I was a little bit of a doomer. I was like, these Dire cores are getting a little bit too much farm. But looking at the graphs, seems like Radiant really had it under control for, well, pretty much all the game there.
Yeah, I mean, there was like there was like some potential energy like with your Sven and your Axe farming, but I think the biggest thing is like they just never found that one fight to bring them back into the game. Like they had some good rotations, like the sniper TP or whatever, like early game, but the Sven never got like the brunt of the kills. Like he never got a bunch of kills to like change the fight. And also like the towers just always lived on Radiant. Maybe that's a bigger problem. Is like you have like the only guy who can really hit towers is your sniper Festival. Like I don't really think that's how Dire wants to set up their draft. I don't think that's what they want their players to be doing. So and this was like a draft loss in my opinion. I think they need to go back to the drawing board.
And luckily, they'll have plenty of time to go back to that drawing board. There will be a couple-minute intermission between Game 1 and Game 2, and of course, that will be our intermission as well. Any more final words before the Game 2 break, Logical?
Nah, I mean, we should be in good for a good series though. Stay tuned.
Well, that is good to hear. My name is Badger, joined by Logical. Stick around. We'll see you in a couple minutes for Game 2 of the Lads Grand Finals between AI-generated Bloosher and Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku. Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for game number 2 of the League of Lads, season number 18, Grand Finals, best of 5 between AI-generated team and happy birthday Hatsune Miku. Of course, I am once again joined after the Game 1 AI-generated Bloosher victory by longtime Ladscaster, player, amateur Dota player extraordinaire, Dota 2 personality, logical Dota 2. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Just heading right into it. This draft mixed up a little bit. They got Sand King this time. They banned Axe. They didn't touch the Pugna at all. They're gonna take the Pango though in response to the Sand King. Okay, interesting.
You know, it's funny. This Pangolier hero is just Dota 2 sometimes, you know? He's just never going to be bad, is he?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he didn't look amazing there, I think, but this hero just it does a lot for your draft, so I think it makes sense. Like in general, these heroes that just like are tanky and go in are just like higher EV than other heroes. Like they just give you a like kind of an intangible net benefit that makes it easier to win.
Oh, by the way, for those who are wondering, yeah, it was Dyer who won game 1. It is Lads. They did not mark the wins. I was angry, but what can you do sometimes? I've marked it in the Twitch title. You know, it is a little funny. They dialed me up a couple weeks ago, like, hey, you know, Patience, he's in the grand finals. Mathematician, he had a child. Need you to come back. I was like, it's been too long. I don't know what it's like on the outside anymore. Like, nah, we'll do it anyways. Next thing I know, I'm here, so.
Yeah.
uh,
They got this Pugna again also on this AI generated team. I do think this was like the problem hero even for them. Like the save didn't even matter, but he just took all the towers early and that really set the pace for the game.
Perhaps it's a bit of a psychological thing where, you know, a lot of times in Dota where when a team thinks they're better, they say, you know what, it's a matter of execution, not necessarily of draft. We have heroes to counter these heroes. We'll just give them the Pangolier. We'll give them the Pugna. We've got our own answers, and well, it is Sand King, Ancient Apparition, rather than the previous heroes. So perhaps that's the answer this time around.
Yeah, I mean this SKA I'm a big fan of. Makes the fights easier. We lamented the fact that they had to wait for this Axe Blink for like 50 years last game, but the Sand King is also a hero that can go into the mid or the off lane. I think it's more likely to go into the off lane, but I mean the Axe has to buy the Blade Mill first, right? The Sand King you can just go for the phase into the blink. So this SK will have his blink a lot earlier. This is like an easy move. It'll kill every hero. Just a Sand King stun into the Ice Blast. So I like the idea.
I will say though, using a lot of draft reserve time on this third pick of their own draft. A lot of times historically you see the second support selected in this slot, and it will be the expected support of Grimstroke here. Historically has been a fantastic hero up against the Pangolier, and I would expect the same here. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is most likely why they picked it. I honestly I don't love it, but yeah, the Pango counter is pretty good. Yeah, I mean I'm not a super big fan, but this is something that they've picked a lot. So this is also like a comfort type hero. It also a little bit like because these games tend to go later. Something you have to think about if you're picking an agility hero on carry. You have to worry about the Dark Portrait like later on. So honestly, like it really kind of blocks out agility heroes because they don't like getting ice blasted either because generally they're squishier. So you're probably gonna see some like melee type of hero or some like universal tankier hero. Invoker in the mid lane though, so they're setting the Pango to the off lane early.
Oh boy, now this is what I like to call a fun hero to commentate. He's an Invoker hero. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
spells. I believe 10 spells, unless things have changed. So you have a lot of tools to work with. Obviously, there have been times in Dota where you see everything from QW to QE, even a little bit of WE for the real psychopaths out there. So we have a
I
lot of
used to do that.
options.
I used to do the WE and I just alacrity myself, but that wasn't alacrity. I was really broken. Yeah, I think Invoker is great. One thing though, this hero did change. Like you know, I mentioned to you about the Helm of the Dominator. Well, we'll see if he does it. I don't know. Andy kind of does his own thing, but like the current trend for Invoker and the reason it's seeing a lot of pick and professional play is because the Helm of the Dominator has pretty much just like taken the slot of Midas, and so this Invoker hero turns into like a summons, like it turns into a zoo type of hero, where you spawn 2 Forge Spirits, you have a creep, and you run around, and you can take buildings with it. You'll literally buy Helm the Dominator and a drums, and then you'll start doing the Invoker like spellcaster thing, you know. So, and we'll see if he goes for it here. I think in the past he's kind of went the Midas Axe, old traditional Exar Invoker. Um, and yeah, I know he likes buying Helm the Dominator though. I mean, he was always a Midas guy. It's pretty much a second Midas. I've seen him play in houses and scrims where he just has a Helm the Dominator and a Midas in his inventory. So, interested to see what he'll go for. But don't be too surprised if the Invoker is doing a Beastmaster LARP.
Let me tell you a story. I think you already know the story, but it's for the viewers out there who might be a little bit newer to Dota. There's a time in Dota 2 where there's an item called Necrobook. And if you go back
Yeah,
far enough, there's players, and especially the Chinese players. I remember back when he was on Vici, Black played it a lot. Safe Lane Invoker, Necrobook, Alacrity of the units. And now they've removed the Necrobook, but you know what? We have backup Necrobook. It's Helm Dom. Problem solved. We're good to go.
yeah, literally. I mean, I remember there was one patch like relatively recent. I mean, not like recently, but like 6 or so years ago, with you could just buy Necro 1 because it did piercing damage, and so like everyone would just buy a Necro 1 as their starting item because it was the best farming item, like hands down. And then eventually you get Necro 3 and it would you get the True Sight Aura, which is extremely bullshit, but yeah. And it is kind of the reincarnation. Oh, Marcy, this is another Helm the Dominator here. This hero is insanely broken actually. It's quite impressive that it went to 23. I think this is like a S plus tier hero. You'll see how broken it is. This hero has perfect synergy with Helm. It's pretty much the hero that I think put Helm the Dominator on the map. Because people like played this hero with Helm just to like use the creep, and then they're like, oh, this hero has like, or this item has like 15 other reasons why it's broken. Let's try it on other heroes, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, it's broken.
It
But yeah,
is.
this Marcy will be carry, and it'll do a lot of damage.
You did mention in game number one's draft that you thought it was a bit odd, perhaps, that they ignored the Earth Spirit in the draft. You said, I believe Earth Spirit was 8-0 for this team. Well, Earth Spirit has arrived, a chance to make it
Yes.
9-0 for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku.
We'll have to see this dire last pick, but I extremely like Radiant's draft way more this game. I think it is extreme improvement. They're gonna have some issues dealing like with the pipe in the mid game because obviously they have like 4 wizards, but like in general, their late game is good. The Marcy will like pop off. Their lanes are all sound, and just their like draft plan as a whole is much more sound. I like that Festivals on Earth Spirit. They have some broken heroes. They have this Marcy who can carry the game. I'm gonna favor Radiant's draft here. Even the Jug isn't a terrible pick, but I think Jug has some problems. He can get Ice Blasted, although he's kind of one of the better heroes against Ice Blast. There can be a Dark Portrait illusion of him. Like this Jug hero also, it's just kind of hard. Like sometimes you just like get blown up. I prefer Radiant's draft here, but it's definitely a game.
You know, we are seeing a little bit of perhaps Game 5 of the TI Finals channeled here by PMA. Ame wanted that hero when
Easy to
it was
research.
time to it was time to go, and to PMA also wants the Jug. Only problem is, will PMA be able to survive a lot of this early game aggression? Obviously, if you can spin, if you can get all your spells off, things are good, but I could see potentially the Radiant just slapping them on down, Blink Sand King, roll in Earth Spirit, Marcy comes in, does damage. What do you view in terms of the Jug in this game so far?
I mean, I think it is like a good Jug game. I do have a little bit of a problem with like the items. I'm not sure how his mid game itemization is gonna look. He's gonna buy a Battle Fury. He's gonna buy a Manta after that. We'll have to see what he goes for. But like the early game is good. Obviously, it's 24 pick, so he picked it into good matchups. But his lane should be completely fine. We saw the Pugna almost like 1v2 this lane last game. It's good versus the Sand King in lane. You can spin Sand King. The Q doesn't get him very far. So hey, his early game should be good. But generally, it's like the mid and late game of this hero that I worry about, and we'll just have to see how the fights play out for that. But ideally, like I would like Pistia to buy a pipe. I think on Pango this game, and then he'll have the pipe backing him up. The early game should go. I mean, we'll really have to see if Patience can replicate what he did in game 1 to the map. If that happens, then I think Dire could potentially run over Radiant. But I mean, this will be a much closer game than last game.
I think if Patience just pops off, takes over the lanes again, makes that sort of post laning phase stage as well as it went last game, I'm just banning out the Pugna. I'm not letting him play it ever again. You know, the main reason why we lost Grand Finals, I don't know, was it 5 seasons ago, is Xeriscape was like, you know what, guys? Let's just ban out Skywrath Mage, because we were winning Skywrath Mage every single series in playoffs. He's like, you know what, guys? Let's ban. I think we won like 2 games of Sky Mage. It's like, you know what? Let's ban Sky Mage. Next thing you know, we lose finals. So sometimes you just have to respect the heroes for some of these players. Ban on out. you're not, you're not less players for doing that. You just gotta ban it sometimes. We are now coming on into game number 2, though, between AI-generated Bloosher, who won game 1, up against Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku on the Radiant team. We're looking to even it out at 1-1. Of course, I am joined by the usual suspect, Logical Dota 2, and hopefully we're in for a fantastic game number 2.
Yeah. And it looks like this Invoker and the Marcy, well, I mean, the Marcy always would, but the Invoker does have the Helm queued, so that'll be interesting. One thing to note, though, is he's got Wex skilled already, and he has EMP. Like, he already has EMP invoked, so this is pretty interesting, because even when, like, so the facet that you take doesn't really have too much bearing on how you play the game, but, like, most players are just going 4-0-4 to have that timing with the Helm the Dominator, where you have the double Forge Spirit, so I'm interested to see how Andy's going to play this. Looks like he's like not going for the Exor because it doesn't really make much sense to get Wex level 1. Because the Sunstrike in general is just a better level 1 spell even for the lane. Like, even if he takes Wex and then goes Exor, that doesn't make much sense to me. So I do think he's gonna go for this Quas Wex build. Maybe he goes for that Wex Exor, but I'd be even more surprised in that case.
It's one of those things you have to expect the unexpected sometimes, especially with Andy Bendy in the lobby. Unlike last game, nothing too exciting pre-horn. It's 2 bounty runes, 2 both sides. Nice even exchange there. And again, we will see a little bit of TP scrolls expended, but nothing too crazy in any direction.
That's crazy. The Pango TP'd at like the same spot that the X did. That's funny. In the same lane, like to the dire off lane.
This is true. This is a factual observation. I'll agree with you. This should be an interesting bottom lane, I do believe. Perhaps I'm completely off base. We're already seeing a little bit of action right now. Both teams are using spells. Then again, I suppose everyone in every lane is using spells, so...
Yeah, true. Interested to see what spell Ryoma's gonna get at level 2. I think it can kind of change how you're gonna play the lane. Some people will take W, but the E can do a lot of damage, like in the all-in. And probably there won't really be too much going on. The only one I think that maybe will die is this AA if he walks out of position.
Yeah, it's one of those things, AA is a lot of things, has a lot of cool positives, but he has some very notable negatives, one being that if you get on him, he has no counterplay. Speaking of possible counterplay, bottom lane Ryoma has taken a lot of damage. You mentioned level 2 timing. He simply is not level 2, though.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like a big wave under his tower, so I mean, maybe he'll get some of these, but they could even like look to pressure him potentially with the Snapfire spell. Alright, he's level 2, and he's got the lifesteal now, so he'll heal up a little bit. If they overextend now on Dire, they might be able to do a lot of damage, because and the way this bodyguard spell works, you effectively just get a lot of extra attacks in.
Did they rename that ability? I remember that icon, but...
It was Sidekick. It used to be
Sidekick, there we go.
Yeah. It was Sidekick, and then they like changed it depending on the facet, and then they like got rid of the old interaction, so now it's just bodyguard. Kind of funny.
I was gonna say, I know this icon. I've seen the icon before, but I don't recognize bodyguard.
Yeah.
Mid lane Invoker is currently a little bit damaged. I don't know if there's a kill brewing, but he's certainly damaged right now.
Yeah. I mean, Festival is like... Festival is running circles around him, too. He's gonna get this rune, too.
Well, this is a perfect body block, perhaps. And there it is. Rune goes to Invoker, but Invoker might... Never mind. Roll's on cooldown for 7. But then again, he's just walking him down. He's got roll in 4. With that tower, perhaps he's okay. Tornado hits, but yeah, this is the famed Festival Earth Spirit. Roll this time.
Bottom lane?
Wait, I missed first blood. First missed kill of the series. Might be. It will be a 1-for-1 trade, though. Ryoma on the Marcy going down. I suppose missing no kills game 1 was a fluke. You were saying?
No, the Marcy going down is big because that helm timing is like a big deal. Ideally, you want to get it around like 7 minutes, yeah, because you literally buy no items. You just straight rush the helm because it really enables you to like. It really enables all your spells. It enables your third spell. Enables the rebound also. So, and delaying that timing is big. Because I mean, you pretty much can't lane against this hero once he hits 6 and gets the helm.
Of course, the best way to ruin a timing hero's base timings, just delay the timings. Messing with the rhythm and the flow of Dota 2 sometimes.
Yeah. And I mean, that's always been like a big thing, specifically for Helm the Dominator. Like, you look at like some real Helm heroes, like Beastmaster, like one of the best ways to stop this hero is try to get him before he gets the helm, just because fighting into the helm is so difficult.
They do say a rolling stone gathers no moss, and currently he's gathering moss, which is good for Dire.
Mm. They're going under the tower too. It's a big wave, but this double jump Pango is does a lot of damage in these dual lanes.
There could be an even bigger dive here. He's got Swashbuckler on the tower. Meanwhile, top lane, PMA brings down Crony. Back to the bottom lane again, though. It's Pangolier tanking tower shots. In comes Festival to clean things up. They want P-Guy. And he'll die to the Boulder kick. Boulder roll comes in. Des will try to fight. Sidestep comes out from the Ancient Apparition, and now it's Des who will barely walk away. Good rotation, perhaps, from the Earth Spirit, though it will give a little bit of space for the Invoker to get a little bit of free farm. Sunstrike from long range hits, but it's short on damage. Good execution, but alas, just not enough damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's the 1-point Exort. Like, you know, he has got this weird 2-2-1 build. If he was doing that traditional, like 3-0-3, then I guess I'd be 2-0-3 at this point. AA would have went down.
It is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. And we'll have to see. Like, maybe he'll be stronger in this mid game. I mean, it'll be interesting. I really do have to see how he plays it. But I mean, having this Wex spells, maybe he will be stronger later on, or like in this mid game.
I'm looking over at Hero Net Worth. I don't think it's that much of a surprise to you, but Jug, far and away #1 right now, at about 700 gold ahead of the other cores in the game. That simply has to be good for him.
Well, it's definitely not bad, but yeah, I mean, it is kind of to be expected. Because, I mean, we saw also, like, the first game, this Pugna, it, like, terrorizes the lane. You just can't contest the Pugna, especially with, like, Grimstroke, who's, like, a much weaker hero in the lane.
Speaking of terrorizing, bottom lane, both cores might go down. They're both incredibly low, and they both will go down. It's a good day to be supports in the bottom lane, isn't it? That's free XP if I've ever seen it.
Both of these heroes... Oh!
Is that a kill? He's diving! He gets the kill! That's 2 kills now, bottom for the Radiant side. 4 on the board. They're 1 kill ahead of the Dire side now.
Yeah, I mean, both of these subs also love the extra XP. Like, they both can just, like, solo kill a core hero with their level 6. Like, especially this AA, the fact that he's, like, 5.5. Like, if this guy gets... He's gonna hit level 6, and then cores are also, like, in this game are not gonna be level 6. He might just pull up in the portal at level 6 against, like, a level 5 Jug and Ice Blast him.
And he's level 5 before the Wisdom rune comes out. It's not a rune anymore, but still. Before the Wisdom Prime structure happens. Either way, no Wisdom. He's still almost 6, so when the Wisdom comes out at -7, that should be 6 for him.
I mean, we'll have to see, because he might just be higher level than the Marcy, you know? So, like, let's say the Grimstroke gets the Wisdom, the Marcy's gonna get it. It's not like it handpicks your 5 hero.
You know what? I know what time it is. He has to secure it himself. That's his job.
I actually think that's a good idea. I actually think, like, if this Marcy, like, finishes Helm kind of soon, like, he should just TP, and he doesn't have a TP, unfortunately, but him TPing to his Wisdom to take this, and he can, like, gank the top lane with the level 6, I think that would be a cool, like, surprise play idea, but and they're not able to go for it here, just by circumstance.
I was just drawing all the lines there, putting the strings together. It's a global ultimate. You get 6, you fire another lane. That's a free kill if it lands, but perhaps game 3.
Yeah, I mean, well, if he's able to have this kind of performance on the AA in game 3, then maybe that's something that Dire will have to look to ban, because, like, the AA, it's not a weak laning hero anymore because of this facet, but it's not like you're not supposed to, like, dumpster them. Especially against, like, a relatively strong lane like Pango Snap.
I was gonna say, these are some very slippery heroes, and slippery heroes are just kind of hard to deal with, especially when they're tanky, so.
Yeah. Festival TPing bottom, looking for a move here. It's Kurioma's game, I like it.
Yeah, he's backing up, roll in, hits Pangolier, Magnetize has been used, Fruit Punch is half HP, Pish is half HP, down go Dire heroes. That's one shattering and a second one going down on the north side. And there will be no counter kills mid or top, so just good move there from that Earth Spirits.
Yeah, the Marcy was level 4. This is the 11k player. He was level 4 on carry Marcy, and the AA Ice Blasted the Pangolier. And right next to the level 4 Marcy. That is crazy. I wouldn't have expected to see that.
You know, that is Dota 2 for you sometimes. You did mention it was possible, and it did happen.
I mean, that's great for the AA's game also. Interested to see what item he'll go for, but even just like some defensive items I think would be like pristine in this game. Like a Solar Crest or like a Glimmer Cape I think would be perfect. But he can also like rush the Shard, try to have a more aggressive impact, potentially.
Well, here we go. Radiant Tri-Camp is where the action is. Roll will miss. Tornado hits onto That'll be mana drained for the Invoker, and now Pugna is under attack by 3 Meteor hits. Patience is dead. Andy may go for more, but he's relatively low on mana roll. Misses this time. Urn comes through. Ice Blast will be off the mark. And it's 1 Pugna in exchange for, I suppose, a little bit of attention.
Yeah. I am concerned now about the Andy build. Like, at this point, like I gave him some grace. Let's see what he can do. But like in that fight especially, you could see he was lacking damage. He burned the Earth Spirit manga, he burned the Earth Spirit mana, but didn't actually like have any impact, right? And I do think like the Exor obviously will give you more damage with the spells. You get more minus armor with the Forge Spirits and just like more damage with your Sunstrikes. I'm a little bit concerned now. Like I'm not sure what his build is really trying to accomplish.
You know, I'm not quite sure either. It's one of those things, if you don't know, I probably don't know either. I mean, maybe he's just looking to speed on around, pretend he's Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog, but this is not Sonic 2 and Knuckles. This is Dota 2, so could be a slight problem.
That's the you're 2 for 2 on Sonics. I heard the Pango also. You've been playing Sonic? You Sonic guy?
It's not that I'm a Sonic guy, but I watched the Lions Browns game. In their running back duo is called Sonic and Knuckles. So I heard Sonic and Knuckles about 12 times today. It's fresh in the brain, you know?
Okay, I heard. And yeah, but this Jug is really rich though. Like going back to the top lane, he's gonna have his Fury probably around like 12:30ish, like at 12:45 maybe around this timing. So no, that's like late even. He's gonna have it like 11 minutes. I just realized. Yeah, he needs the 600 gold recipe.
I see.
So yeah, he'll be quite rich. And also like the thing I think that really like stops his hero is if you're able to like
All that
interrupt the
thought
ulti.
logical. We are in a fight bottom lane, I'm sure. Tornado hits 1. They're using 4 to go on Marcy. Surely he's dead. And he's indeed dead. You were saying?
Yeah, I mean, that also kill is a big deal. Ryoma's game is really bad now on Marcy. This is a hero that needs to snowball. They're looking at PMA.
They are.
He is going to be fine, I think.
He's got spin in 4. He'll Omni Slash dodge the Ice Blast. He's now... Wait, he's actually under the Ice Blast debuff. Burrow comes through. Jug is low. Everybody's low. Sand King's dead. Pugna is dead. Earth Spirit's dead. Jug is dead. Wait, Earth Spirit's still alive. He rolled away. Meanwhile, on the south side, it's Pangolier who's trying to find anybody as Festival jukes up, heals up with the urn. Perhaps he'll live, though he's got no TP, so he's a little bit behind enemy lines, but with the aquatic terrain, he'll get on a way, grab 2 bounty runes for his troubles, and our fight is over.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see an interesting interaction there. The Ice Blast hits you even if you're invulnerable. Like, because the Jug ulti, it doesn't, like, hide you from the map like a spell like Phase Shift or something, you know? Or OD Astral Imprisonment. You're still there, you're just invincible. And the Ice Blast will hit you when you're invincible. So, Juggernaut comes out of the Omni Slash. I mean, this hero still, as far as carries go, is one of the better ones against AA. Because at least you can, like, dodge the Ice Blast duration with the ulti. Still, though, and ends up getting him killed there.
Either way, I'm sure his game will be relatively fine. He's coming up on the beef here. He's still #1 in net worth, but the problem is not the Jug farm. It's more, what do I do with my other 2 cores who are currently underfarmed relative to their Radiant counterparts? And that could be the problem there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm interested to see, does Pistia have an item coming out? Yeah, it looks like he's going to Fusel. He has a Blade of Alacrity on the courier. So, I mean, he will have impact. I mean, we saw last game, Andy's game wasn't the best either, and he was still able to roll and like just be a tanky hero, just go in, start fights. I mean, I don't think they're in like a super bad spot on Dire, but they're kind of in the same spot that the festival team was in last game, where they have some like potential to regain their lost ground, but I wouldn't necessarily bank on it.
We have a fight top lane regardless. Smoke into Burrow. Ice Blast is on the way. Pistia is about 2/3 HP. The roll comes out. He's stunning. But now he's linked to that dire Radiant melee creep. And now his Flame Turtle is on the run. Jug runs forward. The roll will end. Festival gets stunned, but he'll also roll in return. Omni Slash is on the way. Down goes mid laner on the Radiant side. And the rest of the team will scatter to the south. And that'll be 1 kill perhaps into that Pugna siege on the T1 tower. So that was a Dire side infested Radiant Helmdom creep. That was confusing me for a moment. I was like, it's green. Why is it Dire?
Yeah. So the Helmdom, when you dominate a creep now, it counts as a hero. It's like a hero creep, kind of like Visage Birds. So that's why, like, even though it's like a Helm patch, you won't see people like, oh, let me just go Midas the creep, or let me go dig on the creep because it just doesn't one-shot them. And so there, it kind of worked against him because it counted as a unit that could be soulbound. Because normally you can't soulbind creeps.
What can you do?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there's a lot of these like weird kind of like creep hero interactions that have popped up thanks to this the rise of this Helm Dom item.
It seemed like this helm.
Just, I mean,
Again, we didn't see it game number 1, but game number 2, it's certainly a very important item. Mid
yeah.
lane. Uh-oh.
He's dead.
He's so dead.
He's gonna get the.
Oh,
Oh, he's not even gonna get the tower.
Oh no. He's so sad right now. That's morale damage for sure. And he steps. And he steps.
Patience's game is much worse. Like the early lane we saw, like he did secure his Jugs game quite well, but these towers, like this mid tower went down at the 14-minute mark, and he's like his own game is so much worse on Pugna, so he won't have these defensive items to make him difficult to kill. Like he really needs a Glimmer Cape in my opinion in this game to save himself from the Earth Spirit and the Sand King, and even like the AA and the Grimstroke. And he's so far away. He just finished his Arcane Boots. He's a Glimmer Cape away from his Glimmer Cape.
Here we go. Radiant have fantastic vision of, or sorry, around. Dire fantastic vision of the Radiant. They'll jump in for AA. Sunstrike will barely miss, but it will not matter. The kill goes to Fruit Punch, aka Death. And as a result, Dire will hold their T1 tower top lane for now. There could be more. The Centaur creep scouts things out. Tornado into Centaur. Stop. That is a little bit of a wombo combo into the Cold Snap. Festival is half HP, but again, he's a very, very tanky green guy. He'll simply roll away, and he'll be fine.
I'm a little bit worried for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku in this game now, because normally in a game like this, where they're like relatively even and like the other cores have like pretty solid games, they'd be in a good spot. But Ryoma's game is like really struggling. This BKB timing, he'll need to like pop out and kill heroes. But also, I think his hero has pretty bad matchup versus Juggernaut, because you just get omnied, and what can you do? Like, you don't have any way to hide or anything.
Well, they know he's there. Marcy is now entirely out of mana. He's got the 6 wand. He'll pop it on up. Ulti ready, though not used quite yet. Stun comes in. The Ice Blast perhaps it's a counter play. It hits on 3, but it's already too late. Marcy down, but is there vengeance? It is afoot. Down goes Fruit Punch. They'll head for PMA, the other side of the Fruit Punch and PMA duo. Magnetize is active, but Omnislash is the counter play. Pugna will drain, and now there's no life remaining on the Earth Spirit. It's a 2-for-1 trade. Big win so far for the Dire. Tornado hits the Grim Stroke. Better Blast brings him on down. That's 3 kills for AI-generated Bloosher. And we're at the point now where it's looking a lot better than it did a minute ago, and it was already looking pretty good, despite the gold lead being very minuscule for the Dire side.
Yeah, I mean, they are kind of running over them a little bit as Dire. I mean, obviously it's only a 1k gold lead, it's nothing crazy, but this Jug is looking a little bit unanswered, and I'm not sure really like how that's gonna.
Lane, that's another kill. The momentum is Dire-sided. AI-generated Bloosher. They are just generating some good aggressive stuff right now.
And I love this itemization by Fruit Punch also. Like I mentioned how I wish that Pistia would buy a pipe in the draft, but I mean, Fruit Punch is so rich, she has 5 kills, she's just gonna have it in like, maybe like 5 minutes or so. And that's gonna stop all the damage. Like their mid-game fight is like solely reliant on this, these like spell damage heroes, like all this AoE big spell damage from the Earth Spirit and the Sand King and the AA. But the pipe's gonna stop all of that, and this Marcy's game is not good enough to solo carry the physical damage load.
Not sure quite how long it'll take for Ryoma to recover his game, but for now, Pistia again, he's looking for more. They see the AA, that certainly could be the easy kill. Meanwhile, as a Burrow, going for Invoker into that epicenter. It's 1-for-0 right now, but AA will buy it back. Ice Blast will be on the way. They want Andy Bendy. He's low, but he's not quite dead yet. Burrow hits, that's the kill, but where's the counter example? Ice Blast is a little bit off the mark. They'll head to Pugna. Pugna surely dies. Meanwhile, it's Ryoma who pops up against that Snapfire. That's 3 kills for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku. And say, you know what? We hear Logical on the mic doubting us. Well, doubt no longer. We still have plenty of life and plenty of Dota 2 to play.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, they did need some of these kills. Just getting like some of the kills, especially where in a fight where Ryoma doesn't die, it really helps his game a lot. So, and they're looking good now. I would still say they're behind. I mean, this Jug is still a big problem, but Jug is like one of the heroes that's like most prone to just like randomly dying in a way that looks silly. So maybe that'll happen.
Speaking of Jug, we have not looked too much at him because he's been elsewhere relative to the fun things, but he's got the Manta and the Bee Fury. Bit of a classic build if you ask me, and he is #1 net worth by about 1,500 gold, so there's more items coming quite soon.
Yeah, pretty good. Looks like he's got Butterfly and Ags queued up. I think this is a good build. I don't oppose this build at all. It's I mean he's not going to be very tanky, right? Like he's not going to get any health from his next item, and then he's going to get like a little bit of health from the Ags. But I mean he'll do a lot of damage, which I think is what matters because you're gonna have to dodge the Ice Blast most likely anyways. So and I think it's sound.
Oh boy,
Ryoma is getting a kill.
He's alone. He'll try to fight here. Ryoma, never mind, he has lifesteal all the damage off. If there's no lifesteal on the Marcy, maybe we're talking a different outcome, but unfortunately Marcy has a plenty high amount of lifesteal, so it's no longer patience in the game for now.
Yeah, I mean he did have ult on Marcy, but I think you're happy about that. You're happy to collect your 400 gold bounty, and then you go back to farming.
Yeah, solo kill is a solo kill. It's nice and valuable. There are a lot of these dire side heroes on the top side of the map right now. Perhaps there could be action around this Tormentor area. Looking at Radiant Vision, they will see it if it happens. Ice Blast, of course, is ready. There's smoke up onto Sand King, of course. Can cause some big problems. Ryoma goes forward. In comes everybody. Looking at Radiant Vision, they're aware that Dire want to be here. Never mind, I got dewarded. My bad. Both teams scan. Both teams have been scanned, I do believe, and now the roll is almost ready. His pump faked 3 times. Iron Flash goes towards Flamethrower with 1 kill right away. Crony, low epi, or perhaps not. Festival's now, or Piston's blinking towards this little shrine area, and now A is on the run. Sank in the middle of everything. PMA spinning. All these are flying. Pangalier's dead. Jug's half HP. Candy Man in time. He will, but it does not matter. It's 2 big core kills for Happy Birthday. Hatsune Miku roll from long range is off the mark, but they're hunting Pugna. He's juking everything, but can he live? I highly doubt it. But he's living for now. He's got TP in 25 seconds. Never mind, he is not living. AA will barely end up going down as Pugna gets absolutely slapped down. That is a 3 for 2 by my count, and perhaps Radiant could even steal the Tormentor now.
Yeah, most certainly they can do it. The Marcy's good at killing it also. And yeah, Dire, I'm surprised they took that fight very poorly in my opinion. The PMA at the start of the fight, he just made a judgment call. I'm gonna ult this Grimstroke and kill him. Maybe he was like a little bit concerned that he'd get gone on, but my like interpretation of that is that he just wanted to ult the Grimstroke to try to free up the fight for the Pango. But I mean, it really just didn't work out, and then I think PMA went too deep later on. Like I think ulting the Grimstroke was a good call, but they probably just had to reset after that fight. They kind of all in there, and I just don't think that was a good angle for them.
It's one of those things where in a matter of about 5 minutes, the momentum of this game is entirely flipped. Though apparently the win percentage graph does not see it yet. The graph still heavily believes in the Dire side, despite Radiant having a 3k lead right now. Mid lane, that's a dead Grimstroke. Kill goes the way of Andy Bendy. Ryoma's on the way. It's a bit of a long TP, I believe. He comes on in. He's unleashing. Burrow is there. Ice Blast is on the way. It will end up hitting. Sand King dies. In exchange, we'll see a death on Pangolier. That is a 2-for-1 exchange. Ryoma is the big KB, but I believe Radiant liked that trade there. Wait, no, they don't. They don't like it at all. They definitely don't. I can't count. It's 2-for-1 in favor of Dire. My bad.
Yeah, it did work out. They're nice kill at the start. And yeah, I mean, pretty interesting. This I do like that the Ags from the Swexvoker, which is one good thing. They are what Relicum was messaging me, broke my train of thought. But this Invoker Wex, the tornadoes that get buffed from the Ags, he doesn't get Cataclysm, but he gets these twisters that spawn at the bottom, and that is actually what ended up killing the Sand King there. It does a lot of damage. And so the SK, like, he stuns. He was a little bit half health when he was going in, and this tornado just like killed the Sand King. He did like 400 or 500 damage to him, which is crazy. They're gonna get a Roche off that engagement also, which is crazy. Like the Pango died, he just respawned, and they go back and they take Roche.
That'll be our first Roshan of the game, third Roshan of the series. All have gone the way of AI-generated Bloosher. And you know what time it is? We're headed bottom lane, it appears. Pangolier comes on forward, finds Sand King. Sand King has Ghost after and then blinks away, though, so both teams use spells. Nothing happens. We're back to the bot lane siege.
Yeah, I shouldn't matter too much that the Snapfire ult is missing. I do, and getting this not the eggs, getting the Aegis on the Juggernaut is a pretty big deal. They can look to close the map a little bit more.
I looked away for 1 second. There's no longer a tower. Was there ever a tower there?
Which one?
The bot
Bottom
T2
chicken?
on
Yeah,
radio
no,
side.
no. Yeah. They took it a little while ago.
I see. I was like, wait a minute. Shouldn't there be a tower here still? I guess not. Meanwhile, mid lane, speaking of things that are no longer there, it is Fruit Punch, who's brought down by a Marcy Sand King jump on forward. And this tower is there. That one will perhaps join its brethren as a pile of rubble soon. Direglyph, anyways. Delay is the inevitable, I suppose.
Yep, I'm pretty good. They got a kill right in front of this mid tower. Realm Officials and this Nullifier also is a big deal in this game. Didn't really think about it, but he does like need this item quite desperately versus the Pugna. Otherwise, he'll just get kited with the D-Crab.
This is my Andy
Andy?
Bendy right here. This is my Andy Bendy. He's juking out everything anyways.
That's great.
Some things really never change. They're hunting him
That's
on
big.
4 heroes. They're hunting him on everybody. They've used alt thieves. They've used, I think, some dust or something. And look at, he's now top lane.
Yeah.
He can't be caught. He's like a little weasel. He's too slippery.
Yeah. And that's one good thing about the Wex fast. I mean, I don't know if you need to skill the early Wex, but one good thing about having the twisters from the Agnum Scepter is they actually one-shot group waves if you tornado like along the way that the creeps are gonna run, because the twisters end up finishing them off. So this hero, like, you can rat a lot easier because you actually have a way to instantly kill the creep wave without having to expend like a tornado or having to show yourself with right clicking.
Is there something brewing top lane right now, or is nothing going to happen, Launtricle? You can be honest.
Top lane, I think Dire is like just outplaying them on the map a little bit. They're just moving a lot better. Radiant is kind of like stuck at the moment. Their heroes aren't quite as mobile, so there's like they're just like playing cleanup. Like Dire pushes a wave in, and then Radiant's like, oh shit, we gotta respond to this wave. Let's go back and push it. And so Dire's just gaining a lot more of the map through that. I think they might have to just like, once they get the waves out like one last time, they might have to go for a similar move that they did last time on the Snapfire mid, with just like a smoke between the Sand King and the Marcy. Like at the moment, yeah, they're just kind of terrorizing the map. Like the Invokers one-shotting waves. They're just playing on the trees a lot better, making a lot of space for this jug.
We're at the point now where, I mean, Marcy has somewhat caught up, but it's a very even situation. I mean, economically, it seems like both teams are okay with how things are going, but of course, things can change with simply one team fight. One thing of note, though, is there's only a minute 25 left on the Aegis. That first Aegis will perhaps be a farming Aegis rather than an actual doing things Aegis, but, well, that is Dota 2 for you. What can you do? By the way, if you're playing a drinking game, every time either me or Logical say, what can you do? Take a shot. But if you do that, you will be dead by game 4, so be a little bit careful.
Yeah. What he said.
It's true. We both say it. We're both products of North American Dota 2, so, you know. It's the
Despite
phrase. BKB top lane Ryoma knows what's coming, wants nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, at the Tri-Camp, we're seeing a bit of a roll around by Pishka. AA is somehow juking out everything for the time being. There's only so much he can do. Member Cape has been used. Down goes AA. That's 1 kill for the Dire side, and BKB forced out from the Marcy. Perhaps it is time for something to happen, but with only 33 seconds left for PMA's second life, perhaps nothing will happen.
Yeah, we'll just see. I mean, it looks like they're at least getting this Wisdom Shrine, but maybe not everything that they wanted with this Aegis. It pretty much just like supplemented PMA until he finished his Scotty. But even still, like, the Scotty's good. It got him a lot more health, you know, compared to if you want that butterfly build. But he's not super strong, and he can still die to this like Ice Blast combo, you know, like any stun plus Ice Blast will still make it impossible for him to take the fight.
So that's the proper no. Oh, bottom hold that thought, me. It's Crony who's on the run. Sunstrike will scout things out. PMA is hitting. He's ethereal on Sand King, but I don't think it'll matter. He'll try to TP. Will it work? It barely will not. Nice kill. Meanwhile, in the river comes more action. It's Fruit Punch, who is extremely dead. And she'll go down to 1-for-1 trade, though I believe Sup for Core, that's good so far. Ice Blast hits the Pugna. Patience tried to TP, immediately canceled, accepting the inevitable, and it is 2 Sups for 1 core. A relatively even exchange for the time being. Though, we're not done yet, are we? Almost Sunstrike there. He'll look to TP. Pishja looks to roll on forward. He'll blink for the bigger kill instead, looking for the cores and the AA roll. Merc Spirit gets into the south side as AA is stunned up and clubbed on down. He's force-staffing, he's trying, but he's inevitably dead once again. That's a 2-for-2 trade, so far favorable to the dire side as they look for a third kill of Ryoma. BKB's now up once again. He's low on mana. That's 5 wands ready to go. Mana once again is drained by the Fusel Blade. Sunstrike will be off the mark, but will it matter? He'll nullify Pangolier. He's disarmed. Flame Turtle has the leash. He'll bring down nobody because Ryoma's already dead thanks to that Omni Slash. We're seeing more TPs into that dire-sided outpost, and as a result, it's pressure time. Festival is nearby, but it's time to run away. Your teammates are dead. Though, again, they're respawning relatively soon on the AA, so there's a wombo combo ready to go.
That was nice. That was actually the Max Flex did something there. It burned all the mana. Ryoma couldn't get his BKB off because it cost 50 mana.
Well, there is 1 stun. 1 stun into walk away. Never mind. I got a little bit of hope for a second, but both teams will decide against a larger set-piece battle here. Wait a minute, Logic. What's Patience doing? Is he not being very patient right now? Because he appears to be dead. He's silenced. He's glimmer-caped up, but the inevitable shall arrive. But Vengeance could be here. PMA has ulti in 65. AA will kite him out for the time being. He'll Manta, he'll spin, he'll TP, and it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit weird. I can understand, like, lingering around at that point, but they were just kind of split up. I do think they're way stronger, though, with the Marcy dead. Like, they could have tried to do something during that duration, but either way, both teams are in a fine spot still.
Alright, so say you're playing on the dire side right now. You're up by about 3k gold, but of course, there is some dangerous stuff. What do you say to, like, sort of shut... Wait a minute, hold that thought. Something's actually happening. Sand King's being gone on. Sunstrike will end up missing. He's ethereal, but in comes magical base damage. Roll in comes from Festival. Atos, I think, was used. Ice Blast hits 1. Pango is 2/5 HP, now 1/5 HP. He should shatter relatively soon. He'll try to get away. And with his last breath, he'll bring down the Earth Spirit. That's a 2-for-1 trade. PMA, of course, I'm sure is happy to pick up some free gold on that one. He'll perhaps hunt for more. And that'll be the end of our fight. It's funny I was going to ask, what should Dire do? That's exactly what they should do. Kill 2 core heroes, lose a Pangolier.
Yeah, killing 2 cores is a big deal. That's unfortunate. Crony doesn't have the BKB finish yet. Stopped off at the Ghost Scepter, kind of understandable versus the Juggernaut, but yeah, I mean, he's just kind of like, wasn't able to farm too much this game. I mean, I like this maneuver by the Jug, that the stun heroes are dead, you can go high ground.
Yeah, towers
Has to be a
already
little
half
bit careful
HP.
now. Yeah, I'd like to see him leave after he kills this tower. I don't think he should stay for the Rex.
Well, he's staying for the racks anyways. PMA has become a bolder player in old age, perhaps. But not so bold he's going to commit for the full racks take. He'll disengage. Radiant play 3 in the base. Marcy is outside of it. Looking at Dire Vision, they have no idea where the Marcy is at. When's next Roshan? Oh, it's very soon. It's extremely soon, actually. It's Roche time, isn't it?
Yep. It's guaranteed to respawn soon. It's a maximum duration almost.
I see.
Yeah. I think, right? That's what it said at the bottom left. I still can't read the clock battery. Nothing's done change.
I tried to teach. You're not the only one, trust me. I've had to explain it to like 7 people. Somehow nobody learned it, so... Analog clocks, what can you do sometimes?
Shooting the Ice Blast in the pit. Oh,
It
Pishja?
does too.
Okay, nice.
But he
Good roll,
blocks
good roll,
the
good
roll with Pishja's other roll. EMP's on the way, Meteor's on the way as well. Pishja's rolling. He'll get soulbound, though, slash to nobody or nothing. Kretch now
Oh,
latched to the Pugna. PMA walks in. He wants to use his spell, so for now he's manting
oh
on
my
up.
god.
In comes Pishja. In comes Sand King. Everything by Sunstrike brings down Flame Turtle, and here we go. Everybody's gonna go down, it appears. 3 are dead on the dire side so far, but in comes PMA looking for vengeance. He wants Ryoma. He's Big Kid B. Doesn't matter. He's so low. He's fighting. It's left stealing, and he goes down. PMA's trying to fight. He's flip slashing. Can he win? Yes, he can. 4 for 3. Can he clean it up? He's silenced. He's stoning himself in the Earth Spirit. He's being juked on out. His ankles are broken. He's trying to heal up. He's spinning. He's going forward. He's got the Scotty, but Festival still has more stones to work with. 5 more by that count. He'll go towards AA. It's ice on ice action. It's the man with a sword who brings him on down. It's a 4 for 4 trade. Both teams survive on 1 core. I think Radiant win that. That's one hell of a fight right there, Logical.
Yeah, PMA just like living towards the very end. It was crazy. It was so close actually for Ryoma to live that. If he lives like that like last hit, he'd be able to get another volley off and probably just like kills the Juggernaut there straight up. But good net good fight for Dire, I want to say.
And again, the gold and the XP went to Radiant, but then again, that doesn't include Roshan, so macro-wise, it has to be Dire, right?
I mean, we'll have to see. Is he even killing the Roche? I think so. Yeah, he can swift slash. Okay, so it will go down. Yeah, I do think it's net good for Dire. We saw glimmers of hope for Radiant though. Like in the middle of that fight, when the epi actually goes off, like things look really well. And the only thing that maybe could have been better is like they did start the fight with the Ice Blast, right? So like they weren't able to get the Ice Blast like in conjunction with the epicenter and the magnetize. They had to use the Ice Blast at the start for vision, which I mean, honestly like probably made the difference in that fight.
And then as all that happened, of course, Roshan went down. It was on the screen, but you never know if you didn't know. And at this point, that is our 4th Roshan of the series. 2nd of the game, of course, all going to... I believe PMA's gotten every single Aegis, so... well, 1 more for the carry player. He gets the free shard from the Tormentor, because why not? PMA, he simply wants to win more. And winning more, it's a good way to win sometimes.
Yeah, I know. That is pretty crazy, because it was 50-50 between him or Patience. You know, we talked about how... lacking the Pugna shard is last time. That's the second one they've taken, right? Or is that the first? Or I think it's the second one. So I mean they. Oh, the Radiant took the other one, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Around minute 21 or so.
Yeah, so wins the 50-50 there. The Jug shard isn't amazing also, but it's much better than the Pugna shard in my opinion.
You know, it seems like a pretty cozy shard where, you know, you see Sand King say use his ethereal form. Like, you know what? I'm Ghost Sceptered up. I'm good to go. No, you're slowed. You stay here, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
The range racks died, by the way. I'm not quite sure to what creeps, but they're dead. The other racks are not far behind. That's 1 full set taken. There are pings mid lane, but seems like nothing will immediately break out.
Yeah, I mean, Dire just setting up to siege now. Makes sense. They are way stronger, and just like looking at PMA's inventory, he's so strong in this fight. And Marcy also like he doesn't have anything really to deal with the evasion at the moment, so like not necessarily will be able to just like punch through the jug like we saw in like glimpses of in the last fight. They're gonna have to like rely on Ice Blast pretty much. Like the Ice Blast is such a key part of their fight at this point that if it gets wasted, the fight might just be unwinnable.
I see your argument, but again, sometimes it is easier said than done. Ice Blast is a notoriously hard ability to hit in some chaotic fights. So for now, there will be no melee racks taken. They're at about 1/8 HP. Perhaps PMA will re-engage with Spin and Manta up, but for now, we're waiting. Crony is in the Vanguard, waiting for the inevitable army. He'll burrow, he'll blink, pitched up, punt fakes, cancels his roll. Tornado will be barely hitting on the AA. Thought it might split the wickets on that one, but it did not. Melee racks go down. That's already racks and a half up for AI-generated Bloosher. They want to take this 2-0 lead. It's not insurmountable, but it's certainly large if they can secure it. Their banner is on the floor, and it did its job. They'll walk away. The banner, of course, will die, but again, driver's seat, it is unquestionably for the AI-generated Bloosher in this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's anything good for Radiant to do also. They pretty much just have to wait for like a a window for where Dire messes up. They might just have to wait out this Aegis even, which is like crazy because I mean that means this tier 2 tower is dead. They're gonna be left with like maybe one Rax.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're running out of buildings to lose, which is not ideal because I mean, technically, all you need is a throne. We've seen a number of games in Lads where it's just a naked throne. The comeback has happened, but they're the exception, not the norm. That's a bit of an understatement to even phrase it that way.
Yeah.
Here we go
Yeah, I mean,
again.
even that's a rarity. Like, Mega's comebacks. Honestly, I feel like they happen more in like Pro Dota than they do in Lads games. Maybe I don't have stats to back that up.
Here
Oh,
we
they're
go.
going on him now.
PMA goes, and he'll lose one life. Problem is, he's got one more life to work with. Pish just rolling around, and P Guy wants to have a good old time. He'll now still roll around as PMA focuses the buildings. He wants structural damage. He wants permanent building damage. He's got the melee axe already. They
Oh,
want to kill him right here, right now. In comes the stuns. On that client's in comes Snapfire trying to escape from the Marcy. Marcy's being kited around. Perhaps both Curies will die. And then we're going to see both Curies perhaps go down. No, Jug's still alive. He's swift slashing. Earth Spear is slow. Radiant are collapsing. It's a buyback from Flame Turtle, but you're running out of heroes to fight with. Notably, Ryoma has no buyback. Earth Spirit buys back, but it's still the 4v5. You're down by one hell of a lot of gold. That is the Megas. Down goes AA and simply one more tick of damage. And he's got no buyback. As a dead Grimstroke, he's got no buyback. There are no G's in the chat, but this game's outcome is more than secured, and the GG is in the chat. It's a 2-0 lead for AI-generated Bloosher in the BO5.
I mean, this is definitely a surprise. I told you that I mean, I didn't think they were a lock to win or anything, but I thought they were by far the favorites. So, AI generated team up 2-0 is pretty crazy. Although both of these games were extremely winnable, I think. So, and we'll have to see how Game 3 works. I mean, a 3-0, I'd be very surprised. Like, I also I think Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku is definitely a lot better. Like, I don't think they're playing particularly well in these past two games compared to their showings in the past. So we'll have to see Game 3.
Funny part with Dota, you can be, say, a clear favorite, and as a clear favorite, you might have, say, a 60% chance of winning any given game. But say you have a 60% chance to win any given game, there's still a 16% chance you go down 0-2 with those odds. So perhaps we're in that 16% right now, but now from this position, it's like, well, we have to win three out of fives in a row. Odds aren't that great. So for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku, it's time to mix things up or the candle will be blown out and AI generated team will take another win there. Any more thoughts before we head in the break?
Ah, no, not really. I mean, I do think they've like shown a lot of their cards though at this point on Hatsune Miku. So I'm curious to see how their draft is gonna look. Like they did pull it. I mean, the Earth Spirit finally got cracked. Like I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Either way, my name is Badger, once again joined by Logical, and we will be here for the third and potentially final game of Season 18 Lads Finals, with AI generated team going into the break up 2-0. We'll see you soon. Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, once again back for game number 3 of League of Lads season number 18 Grand Finals. AI generated team have been absolutely popping off. They are up 2 games to 0. They are at the precipice of completing a massive 3-0 upset over Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku. But of course, there is plenty more Dota to play. Joining me tonight for that Dota 2, of course, is the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many titles, Logical Dota 2. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I mean, just jumping straight into this draft, you can already see they left the Undying in, which I like, and they banned the Pugna. So we're gonna see a Pugna-less game. I mean, Patience, he was feeding a little bit, to be honest, in the last game. Like we saw that mid tower, that how it happened to that mid tower. But he's taken these towers too much, and he's like, I think the lane really is the biggest thing. Like Crony has not really been able to have a good early game. And I think a lot of that is just because this Pugna, he just hits you. He just hits you for like 60 damage, and he has 5 armor, and he blasts for 120 damage. Like, it's just impossible to lane against this guy. So I'm happy to see them deal with it.
I agree with your assessment, but there's one problem. There's only
Yeah,
so many ban slots, and now it's a silencer, who I believe also hits you.
yeah. I mean, silencer is more manageable though. I do think the silencer laning is worse. I mean, his hits don't matter as much. People don't really take the W. It's more of like a QE, and it does a lot of damage. And I mean, the silencer will be better for the fights. But I do think like the one thing that Radiance needs is time at this point. Like they've been most successful when Ryoma's like on a late game hero and he has like a solid early game, and then like eventually he'll win the game on like a Medusa, or like they picked a lot of Terrorblade in the past. I played a lot of TA in the past on him. Some Sven also, which to try in game 1, but like they just need time, and I think banning this Pugna gives them a lot more time in the early game. Like the towers will be much harder to break, and so now if they like are able to like go even in a lane or like even win a lane, then like their towers will just stay alive for a lot longer. Batrider into the silencer is interesting. I mean, this is a comfort hero. I think maybe game 3 they're down 2-0. They're just like, we want our best heroes. Axe, other than Dawnbreaker, which we won't be able to see this series because it's going to be part of a first phase band, is Crony's best hero. Batrider is definitely Flame Turtle's best hero, with Tusk as a close second. So they're just going for their all their favorites.
And I like the idea. It's one of those things, back against the wall. What do? You go what's comfortable, what got you to where you are. And, well, I mean, it's one tough road, perhaps one way to say the hardest road to make that 2-0 comeback into a 3-2, but it's not unprecedented. And if it happens, that's one hell of a great story to tell. You did say that we're looking at a need for Ryoma to have a fantastic game number 3, have a hero he could be very comfortable on. There's only one problem though, and that's that they do not have this 24 pick. So
Yeah.
there will be at least one counter pick no matter what this Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku team select as their carry here.
Yeah, that is true, but I will say this 18 slot, so like at the end of the second phase, is like arguably as good as 24 in my opinion, because it's before you get the last phase of bans, right? So 24 you have to go through those like 4 bans on both teams, but this 18 pick you'll still get it in response, and you only have to deal with one hero, and like almost certainly it won't be. Well, I mean, I can't necessarily say that, but like you'll see at least like your support, and you'll know your 5, and you'll know the general vibe of the game. So I would like to see them potentially pick the Ryoma hero on 18 and then the Festival hero on 23. But yeah, I mean, it's still, it is pretty dicey. I like the Disruptor pick though. This is a hero that's been like played a lot at TI. Is trending up. The laning is quite strong. They go for Abba. Okay, that'll be their carry. And Snap again. Yeah,
Yep.
makes sense.
And some very active heroes for AI generated team. This is sort of a lineup where, you get powerful in the mid game, you can really snowball. Again, they've taken every single Roshan, they've taken the lion's share of the Tormentors. They've been the ones who have been aggressive, and so far it's paid off very well. They have not let Ryoma get into that zone there.
Yeah. This Snap has been really annoying for the lane though. Just like the like raw nuke damage from like the Snap has done wonders for their 4. I'm just trying to think of cheers for Ryoma right now. I could see. I mean, Anti-Mage is a hero that has been
No, no, no.
like more and more popular.
This
We'll see.
is a long time
Okay.
lads saying, if KU can't play it, neither can you. AM and lads is not a winning combination. I like the Sven instead.
Yeah, it's Sven. I mean, the Sven. I don't love it against the ABBA, but I mean, if he's able to have like a good start, then I think he could be fine. The Sven Disruptor is a weak lane, though, in my opinion. Like, neither of these heroes particularly do damage, and this Pango and Snap are going to. I mean, they might not just like kill you, but they'll just like nuke you down, right? And it'll be hard to fight them. Like, and neither of these heroes are particularly strong. In the last game, they had this Sven, or not in the last game, in the first game, they had the Sven Dark Willow, where at least they can like combo the Stormhammer into the Bramble Maze and then hit you afterwards. But like this Sven Disruptor, uh, they're not gonna have much going on in this lane. They're not gonna have like much potential to punish the other team for their mistakes, which I think is what you want as like the highest #1 player in the game,
Okay,
like in the
I've
league.
generated the one possible solution. Never mind, they banned it. I was gonna say one of the few heroes who's very comfortable ganking 3-6 in mid lane is Earth Spirit. It's a great hero for
Yeah,
festival. 8-1 of the tournament. They banned it out. I like the ban a lot from PMA there, which is not
yeah, I
surprising.
think so. Sniper Ban is interesting with them. I mean, they did pick it the first time in Topanga, so I can see that. I do think out of the festival heroes, I'm trying to think. Queen of Pain is pretty bad this game, but it's just like a hero in general that festival is quite comfortable on, and it has been like throughout the season a very strong hero. I could also see Ember Spirit. I think those are the two that I'd like to see
Yeah,
for
obviously,
festival here on the 24 or 23.
Festival for a long time has had a rep as sort of a spirits player. I think Storm was even banned out game number 1, so perhaps that might be the answer here. Is you grab a Sand Ember Spirit and you make some fun stuff happen.
Yeah, I mean they will have to deal with the silencer, which obviously isn't great. You can get global stuff your slippery gameplay, but I don't think it's that bad for Ember. I think it's a lot worse for Storm.
I suppose Ember can itemize even into multiple dispels, perhaps say Yule's plus Manta or like a Yule's plus BKB or something. I don't know. Well,
Hmm.
wrong spirit, right idea. It is Void Spirit, of course.
Yeah,
All the spirits kind of play a similar brand of Dota, and we get Purple
yeah,
Spirit instead.
yeah. This is what Spirit I think is perfectly fine. This is honestly probably better than Ember, so I'm a fan. The early game of this hero is a little bit dicey. Like you can lack some early game damage. Honestly, that is kind of a theme. Like if like all 5 of these Radiant heroes lack damage around this like 8 to like 15 minute mark, so they're gonna have to outplay in some areas, either by like winning a lane that they shouldn't, or like somehow securing these runes and like getting some surprise kills, or just like having a numbers advantage. Radiant's gonna need to outplay like after this like post lane time of the game. Otherwise, they just like don't have damage. Because like think about it, like how are you killing Abaddon, right? Like this is gonna be a carry Abaddon. He's gonna be likely be rich out of the lane. You just can't kill him with these heroes because it'll just take too long. His ult will pop, people will TP in, and this is without even seeing the 5th hero. So this Radiant draft, I don't think it's bad, but they're gonna need to like outplay a little bit to make up for the
Uh,
downsides.
Potentially, could we see Batrider in the safe lane rather than the off lane to avoid the Abaddon interaction, or is he
It
fine laning
isn't.
Bat into the Abaddon here?
It actually, I mean, it would make sense because also Silencer is very good versus Bat. Also, I don't think they would go with that though. You can play against it anyways, where you just like play less for the sticky, especially because I mean the Firefly is really strong on this hero in general. But that could be an option. I don't really think they should go for it though. They should just do what they're comfortable with. The Bat Rider will stack a lot of camps and he'll get back his XP and money that way.
Well, we have all our heroes locked in for our first of 3 possible final games, depending on how, of course, this happy birthday Hatsune Miku team plays. We might get a nice happy celebration here at the end of game 3, or it could be the 3-0 end for a big win for the Dire side. PMA and company, of course, looking for another lads win there. So, you still leaning in this Dire side draft, or how you feeling right now?
I think I'm putting my money on Radiant. I think Radiant's got this one. I think I mean they will need to outplay. I don't like this Invoker last pick into Void Sphere. I think Void's one of the better heroes against Invoker. I think he just picked it as a comfort thing. Did well last game, but in general, I think if they're able to like, and the games tend to go longer, so maybe this kind of post laning phase time of the game won't matter too much. And I think Radiant, off the back of a Ryoma Sven, might be able to take it. He can outfarm the Abaddon and just like eventually overpower him.
Well, if you are just joining us, take a seat, get some water. It's time for what could be the last game of League of Lads Season 18. It's Game 3 of the Grand Finals. AI-generated Bloosher are up 2 games to 0. And right now, it is Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku back against the wall. My name is Badger, and once again joined by the legendary Logical Dota 2, and we are in for a 5-man smoke. We saw one by PMA and Company in game number 1. We're seeing it again now in game number 3. They are on the sort of medium-ish high ground in the Radiant side jungle, though. They have spotted no enemies, therefore nothing quite happens yet. There is this Radiant side of ward, but it does not see the Dire side of heroes.
Yeah. It's level 1. I don't really think anything will happen, but maybe they'll catch this Sven. Being a little bit greedy. Oh. Game's paused. Never
Alright,
mind, we're
game's
back.
paused, game's unpaused.
Interesting point of contention also. Andy switched up his facet. I mean, it doesn't change that much, but he also has Exort skill, so it looks like he's going to go for a more traditional route on the Invoker this game as opposed to his freestyle build that he did last game, which I like prefer seeing that for their chances.
You know, that's the neat part with a hero like Invoker. Same hero, but it's basically like you're playing a different hero right now.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we'll see. I do think that now we might actually be able to see the strength of
Shield
this
crash on 2.
time.
The silencer Q as well. They're body blocking Ryoma. I don't quite think he dies, but he's getting low. Silencer from long range! There we go. That's Andy Bendy getting on the board. And you mentioned you would like to see a Sunstrike game number 2. Well, you're seeing it right off the bat, game number 3, Logical. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, that's big. I mean, already he's getting more value than he did last game of the early game. I mean, I don't really think it changes that much, though, but it is a nice boost for Andy in the mid lane. Gets to start with like a null and a wand or something. Yeah, just a wand it.
Of course, you know, the more you die in your carry, it's never necessarily a good thing. I'm sure it's probably the least bad time to die, but, you know, if you're a carry player, you'd rather just end the game with 0 deaths, if possible. That's the ideal gameplay right there.
Taking a look at these lanes, I mean, we saw this Panga snap lane already. I don't, and we can pay attention to this, I think, because around like this like level 4, level 5 time, I'll be interested to see how Sven does. Because he really needs a good game, and I just like don't see it from this lane in particular.
Crazier things have happened, but yeah, it has been relatively accurate. I mean, you've predicted things, they've come true so far, so if you're right again, then that could be a bad portent for Sven here.
Top lane is interesting also, like this PMA's already out of mana, his shield is working overtime just because there's 2 spells that he'd really like to purge in the Flame Break and the Battle Hunger.
I suppose that is the one problem. Abaddon's almost too good of a counter. He counters the spells, but he wants to counter so many spells he runs out of mana to cast the counter spell. Which,
yeah,
that's kind of suffering from success, but it is still a little bit of suffering.
and I'm a little bit interested in what Flame Turtle's skills. There is one angle where you can go for like a 0-1-2 build, and you can like just ignore Napalm in the early game, just because of the fact that the Firefly does do a lot of damage. You could potentially chase someone down, but I wouldn't be too surprised if he does go for the 2-1-1 anyways, and just tries to like out damage. Okay, yeah.
Well, it's battle time top lane. Somebody certainly will die. Question more is who and when. It's Crony dead so far. Patience is low, but is there a counter kill? The answer appears to be no, despite the best efforts of Flame Turtle, who's quite literally on fire right now. But he'll simply burn on out as there's a little bit of action going on bottom lane. Ryoma's tanking a little bit of damage. He'll turn with the Storm Bolt. He's looking to hit things. Both cores are half HP. Blood grenades on the way. Cookie has been used by Fruit Punch to get Pistia away. Glimpse has been used on the Snapfire. She's half HP, 1/3 HP dropping. Chill Crash comes through, giving the buff to Pistia. And again, nobody will die for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, nice. At least they secured the flower, though. That's a good sign for the bottom lane. Also, they are like keeping them low, which is like about as good as it gets. It's hard to like fully kill a hero.
So nomenclature question. So this thing is called a pool, the little lotus thing, right? It's a pool. The
Yeah.
little wisdom thing is called a shrine, and the thing by the tormentor is called an outpost. Correct? That's the nomenclature nowadays. Twin
The
gate
outpost,
outpost.
the outpost is in the triangle, like the thing that you can TP to, and then
Oh,
the
so
twin
that's
gate's the
the
twin gate.
outpost. That's just a twin gate. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. They keep changing the names on things, you know.
Yeah. I don't hear many people say outpost. People don't even say I'm gonna capture the outpost. They're just like, I'm gonna capture this. And then they ping the outpost, or they say I'm TPing here, and then they ping the outpost.
My problem is, I was calling shrines outpost for the longest time because I just didn't
Mm.
adapt to the new name for the other thing. Like, oh, it's an outpost. Like, no, it's not an outpost battery. Like, that's an outpost to me, damn it.
Mid lane.
Mid lane
So,
indeed. Void Spirit is
like,
just low, as Invoker's also low. There's 9 wand charges on Andy, no wand charges on Festival. Is there a Sunstrike? I don't think it's on cooldown for 8 more seconds, 5 more seconds even. If he hits it from long range, that will be a fantastic play. He can wand up for the mana. Sunstrike is ready. He's teleporting, and it won't be in time.
no bottle though for festival. It does feel kind of bad. Like he isn't gonna be able to heal up quickly from this. He's gonna have to play like the lane at low HP for a while. You can see sending out regen now.
Yeah, he didn't get the water runes and does not have that Quas orb ready to go. That still gives regen, surely. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And as a result, Andy should have that HP advantage for a little bit longer.
He did kill a couple of forge spirits though, so he will get 6 before Andy.
I see.
Oh.
Well, speaking of, we're
Let's
gonna see a
go down, never
kill
mind.
mid lane. I thought there'd be kills top lane, but I was wrong. It was mid lane and said the solo kill for Andy Bendy. Meanwhile, bot lane, there's some low heroes, but is there a death? Death is low. She's being doped under the tower. One more hit might do it, but the one hit simply is not there. Meanwhile, top lane, it's Crony who's low. PMA will get the last hit via the shield, but is there a counter kill? Flame Turtle, he's got the flame-based damage. One more hit will do it, but where is the hits? It's not there! Unfortunate for the Batrider, fortunate for the Abaddon, and now bot lane, there's still stuff happening there. Stormbolt hits, P-Guy will hit the Swashbuckler to bring down the Disruptor. And I think that's all our kills logical for now.
Yeah, I mean it's 0 to 5 right now. That is tough.
Hold that thought,
Like I
Abaddon
already.
status.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, you guys got it. 1-5. All right, they're back.
Okay. You were saying.
I mean, we're talking about how. All right, I mean, I mentioned how like this like 8 to 15 minute mark will be hard. I mean, it's gonna be even harder with the lanes going like this. Like, already they were gonna struggle, but now they're gonna have just like a raw like money advantage by how these lanes have gone. Dire can like pretty much run all over them. They can do whatever they want. Like almost no hero is gonna be able to contest this invoker. They're gonna have to like outplay them in some way and like bring a numbers advantage to stop these heroes on Dire.
And obviously that is easier said than done. Perhaps you can get the numbers advantage in one place, but there are other places where perhaps you'll now be at the numbers disadvantage. And sure, if you get a kill, it's nice, but if there's counter kills, that kind of offsets all the damage there.
Yeah, it will be like a timing thing where you'll just need to outplay them. Like there isn't a correct move. You'll just have to get a good read at the right time.
Well,
And
top
Crony's gonna
lane,
be so rough.
it's Abaddon time! PMA! He's having a fun time, isn't he?
Yeah, he's super rich. You can see it's already 3,200 net worth before minute 7.
It's one of those things where he's had a fantastic series. I mean, it's one of those things where those who are old-time lads heads remember the day when PMA was a borderline floor carry player. But, over the last, 2, 3, even 4 years, he's blossomed into a champion, a fantastic staple of position. And again, now guys looking at another possible championship here.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing RD12. This guy was like a 3K player, you know? I mean, that was like a long time ago. This one was maybe 7 years ago, but I mean, he has certainly got a lot better, even especially in the
Mid
past
lane,
year also.
it's Invoker dying time, perhaps. There are 6
I think he's
stacks
alright.
of the Napalm, but no, he's still alive! It's Batrider who's dead. That's the beauty of these leagues sometimes. It's a bit of a meme to say they call it improvement leagues, but a lot of these players do improve. Meanwhile, top lane, Dire will improve their game state by bringing down Crony. I still have puns. Step in mid lane by Festival to bring down Andy Bendy. A much needed kill for the mid laner of Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku. It's now 8 to kill score. About a 1.5 net worth. Sorry, 1,500 net worth lead for the Dire side, and well, this game's beginning to heat up right now.
Yeah, I mean, that kill on Andy was a big deal. He got really, really greedy trying to protect his catapult there. He walked into the tower and the voice here hit 6 and kills him. But, and still, his game is pretty good. He's gonna have this helm soon. He has the double Forge Spirit now, which is very strong timing. It's it's really tough, especially because I mean we saw in the game one, we felt like there was a long delay where we were waiting for that axe blink. Like he might have to just like he might not even be able to go a blade mill in this game, but like that timing is so weak if he just goes for the phase boots blink. So like the fact that Axe's game is so tough is really a bad sign. That was one thing also like about this hero is that one of the reasons it's good is because you can secure a good game so often. The Disruptor's alive.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
he's
Sunstrike.
alive for the time being.
Oh,
Sunstrike is barely off the mark. I don't think he ticks down to this Q, does he? He'll be close. Meanwhile, there's a lasso over on the end of the Silencer. Patience will end up going down. No call
damn.
for... Wait, act level 5. That's why there's no call. I
Yeah.
see. I see the
He
problem
almost
here.
got the kill too, but Flame Turtle like barely got it at the end. That's quite unfortunate.
Well, that
And
is
yeah,
still
okay,
a 2.
the Invoker fucking Demon Dog time is coming. Froggy to Demon Dog. He hit his triple summons. This mid tower is not long for this world.
That's why it's in the name. You know, if he wasn't doing Demon Dog gameplay, that'd be false advertisements. He's a
Of course, yeah.
long-established Demon Dog player.
Yeah, but I mean, what I was saying about the axe is like one of the reasons where this hero is like good or like was extremely good is because you can go behind the towers and you can always kind of secure a decent game for yourself. But like he wasn't able to do that in this game for like a multitude of reasons, and so like now his game is so bad that it is going to be really hard for him to come back. And he is going blade mail first, which I'm not even against, but this blink is going to be like a 20-minute blink or something. You know, it's going to be like extremely late.
Well,
They're going Belden.
bottom lane, we got a roll from Pistia. It'll hit Ryoma, who's half HP. He's got only 4
Missed the
stick
jump.
charges. He's a little bit tanky, but not tanky enough. Sunstrike will be off the mark. Festival will look to get a little bit of vengeance. Meanwhile, top lane, Axe in a 1v1. Back to the bottom lane. There's Voice Spirit looking for a step on in. 2 charges already. And the fight is over. Still big kill there for the Dire side.
Yeah, I mean that's something we saw like a festival TP in there. It just couldn't kill him though. They just lack the damage right now on Radio. None of these heroes are actually strong. They all want to wait for their blinks or wait for their like big items. This Voice Spirit's a bit of a greedier hero. You need to like kind of leverage your runes to get to your Agnum Scepter, and he hasn't been able to get the runes or like a good game to get the Agnum Scepter. And the rest of these heroes are just waiting for the blink. Bad's farming the blink. Axe is farming his blade mill and his blink. Sven is the carry. Like you're not gonna rely on him to do stuff. So like who's supposed to do stuff for Radiant?
And that's the problem. I mean, you mentioned, you harped on that 8 to 15 minute timing. Well, we're in the timing. Dire have got some smile on their faces. And, well, Radiance, you mentioned the Blade Mail, you mentioned the Blink Dagger. We're not all that close to the Blade Mail. We're maybe halfway to the Blink Dagger. It's going to be a little bit longer. And as a result, this 1K net worth lead could balloon into, say, a 2K or a 3K net worth lead.
Yeah. And that is an interesting point also if Crony decides to go for this like chainmail into the blink. But like who is he stunning people for at that point, right? Like if he had like a I don't know, some other ranged hero, like maybe the sniper as they were doing before, or like a Queen of Pain, or like their own Exort Invoker, then I can kind of see it. You're like blink stunning people, the ranged guy's gonna cast spells, or even like a Hoodwink, you know, this type of hero. But like they have Void Spirit and Sven, right? And the subs aren't particularly high damage either. So like what's even the point of stunning them? You're not gonna kill anyone. Like imagine this axe just has a blink and he blinks calls the Abaddon right now. Like nothing's gonna come of that. So there's almost no point to even buy that blink this early. They're like waiting for more damage. That's the timing really.
Heads up, Tower Deny by the Batrider mid lane, but, well, even though you did get a little bit of that economic mitigation, you still do lose that very important teleport spot, so this map should get a little bit better. We see them flood into the Radiant side, jungle from the Dire side. Festival's about half HP. We see Disruptor running, we see Void Spirit running, and perhaps Dire, this AI-generated Bloosher team, will now take a little more map. There's that bottom T1 tower as well, and I'm sure... Wait, what? Oh, Festival's Soul kills Patience. I didn't even catch it at all, and now he's dead.
That's good. That's good. It's nice. I mean, it's like 300 gold though. Like it's so sad, but that is. I mean, they need a couple of those at this point.
Every bit of gold counts, you know? The comeback starts perhaps with a soul kill on a sup, though. We're seeing Pistia look for a roll. He pump faked it twice. Thought about it. Wanted to go for it, but either thought against it or didn't have the backup either way. It is farm time. Say you're playing on this dire side. You know you're in a somewhat good spot, but you need to press the advantage. What are you telling your team? Like, hey, what do we need to do to turn this situation into a winning game state
For Radiant or for Dire?
for dire?
For Dire, I mean, I think they're doing a good job right now. They've gotten the towers. They ideally should get this last tower. It looks like they're smoking for like a wisdom maybe, but just keep finishing off the towers and then just aim for the objectives. The game makes it really easy now to know what you have to do. So they need to take the Tormentor at 20 minutes, probably with like Abaddon Radiance plus half an item, and then take Roshan like around the 25-minute mark when it swaps. But I mean, like for the time being, they just have to farm. Like they're under no pressure. They even like scale better in my opinion. So just keep finding kills. Try to farm aggressively. I think is the biggest thing. You want to farm Radiance map.
And right now, I mean, they're poking their heads into the Radiant map. With the skill on Crony, it could be larger. Sunstrike from long range is a little off the mark, though the result seems to be the exact same. TP's around the way. Meanwhile, mid lane, there are pings there, but I'm not sure to what effect. Back to the top lane, PMA. He's coming on in for the Radiance. Mid lane, they're going for Invoker. He's half HP, but he's pretty tanky. Popped the magic wand, and now it's counterplay time. Roll is on the way, and well, here we go. Meteor will miss entirely Festival. Gets stunned. He's now on the low ground, though. He's still on the low ground. That's not where he wants to be. And now he's in the north spot he doesn't want to be. The grave.
Yeah, I mean he probably would have died anyways, but that's certainly unlucky. I not really. Kind of looked like that's like a common play that you try to do against Panga, where you like try to go on a different elevation than him, but there's nothing to be done there.
That's the problem is you leave the Pango's elevation, and well, there's the rest of the Dire team sitting there to kill you. So there's no happy elevation. There's simply death.
Yeah, I mean this is like a recurring theme also in these games where like Radiant, or sorry, not Radiant, AI generated team, they're like the early games have gone their favor. Like the first 20 minutes have always gone their favor, but they've never really been able to make a big gold lead. But I mean, it hasn't been a problem. Like they just take over the map and they get like advantages in other areas than just like a net worth advantage.
Well, Radiant have smoked on 3. They found Silencer, probably the least valuable kill they can get, but it's a kill nonetheless. That is plus gold. And a little bit of time to feel a little more comfortable in their own jungle.
Yeah, I mean that's a kill. All the kills matter at this point. Like that's 500 gold. You wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. That's phenomenal. It is the axe, or not? Sorry, not the axe. That is the Bat Rider blink reveal. But I mean, you weren't really killing anyone else with it, so you're happy there. I mean, one thing I would like to see from Radiant, it's obviously a bit difficult, but Dire's catch is not phenomenal. Cam goes down also, but
I caught it, don't worry. You were saying?
okay, perfect. I would like to see Radiant try to split some side lanes, you know, try to like cut some waves at this point, because you can't really play on your side of the map. There's just nothing to do. You need to like push some waves in. You need to try to like draw some pressure away. It's like for Flame Turtle, for example. I would love to see him just kind of like in this top area, just like cut these waves up here, and you know, kind of like hide up in the top river, just to at least like make Dire, you know, like think twice about their pressure.
And as it currently stands, I'm sure, you know, whatever it takes to get those key items you mentioned. The Blink on Axe is about 500 gold away, and again, perhaps then a little bit of money on Sven, Blink Axe, Blink Bat, Void Spirit's got his Ags. Maybe we're finally talking more than just a support kill. Though, of course, I'm sure AI-generated Bloosher won't simply give away free teamfight wins. That's not in their character, especially after the last 2 games. And they're picking up some nice teamfight items as well soon, so... You know, this 20-minute Tormentor could be where we see things truly break out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Oh, Ryoma
Look at Sven
is
bot lane.
dead.
How does he escape this? I don't think he does. Yeah, he definitely does when Sunstrike hits, Snapfire ulti hits, and Sven misses. He's off the map for 45 more seconds. And well, at this point, we're farming on both sides, but it's just this Dire side who's getting the better of the farming. And of course, maybe they've learned the lessons they needed from the Winner's Bracket series. Of course, AI-generated Bloosher lost that series 2-1, and well, they're up 2-0, and they're in the driver's seat for Game 3 right now.
Yeah, the Sven kill's a big deal also. That's like the kill that actually matters. That one, and I guess the axe kill to a certain degree. Oh,
They're
smoke.
trying to go
That's
onto the
funny.
Void Spirit, but he's just fine apparently.
I mean, they know that they smoke now, though. The void spirit that they were going on went invisible for a peculiar reason. They're running bottom. Looks like Patience is just gonna eat this, though.
It's one of those things though, if anybody's going to eat it, you want to be that silencer. Sure, it's 500 gold you wouldn't have otherwise, but like it
He's about
reminds
to
me of
global.
this yeah, he's fine. Oh, he's globaling anyways, they want to fight this. Here we go. Bat Rider certainly will go down. Silencer's still alive. He's culled down by the axe, but in comes Big Bad PMA. He's our net worth leader. He's glimpsed away. Doesn't have a Manta quite yet to Manta dodge that one. Crony seems like he'll die, barring a huge juke, but again, too many units, too many spells, too much damage, not enough fight. That's a 2-for-1 so far. P-Guy wants to make it a 3-piece, but it seems like it'll be a 2-for-1 win there for AI-generated Bloosher.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. That was the big axe blink reveal that they wanted to show off. If they were able to just like kill the silencer straight up, then it would have been all right. But that's tough. Like that on your reveal,
He's
you're losing the
stepping
fight.
in,
What
he
to do?
blinks, he
Oh,
becomes red on Sven, and that will be a dead Pistia. It's a 4v4 fight if the issue is forced. Blink in, Bat Lasso finds Invoker, in steps the Void Spirit. Fruit Punch throws out whatever she can, but it seems like Andy Bendy will go down. Double
okay.
kill for the Sven, make that a triple, never mind, no triple kill, but it's still a 3-for-0. And a tower kill. We were perhaps a little concerned over this Radiant side situation, but sorry. Happy birthday Hatsune Miku have gotten a huge win right there. That's a 3 kills in a tower.
Yeah, that's perfect. Also at the 20-minute mark, maybe they can try to turn that into like a top tier 1, or they can try to like aim at the Tormentor. And those are big kills though, especially because 2 of them went to Sven.
And Ryoma has been sort of the sleeping giant. You know, obviously all series they've been putting a lot of effort to making sure he doesn't have the game he wants, but well, perhaps it is that big Sven game brewing. He's a big man with a big sword. And we're what, like 8,000 gold away from having a big game right now? He's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's like a specific point. I mean, we kind of saw it in the first game. Like he wasn't always like kind of at the same form as the Lifestealer, but he needs to like create a difference. He needs like some discrepancy for him to actually like be stronger than the Lifestealer. And so like I think it'll be kind of the same thing here. He needs to be more farmed than the Abaddon. Patience is dead. That'll happen.
What can you do, right?
Yeah.
It is a free shard for Fruit Punch on the Snapfire. Surely you'd rather
That
have
is...
it on the Snapfire than the Silencer, right?
Yes, yes. The Snapfire Shard is so good. This is one of the reasons why this hero is good. It one-shots Street Waves, it heals you, it's like a pseudo Force Staff. This, like a... You know, Snapfire for a while, it was all about like the E. And I mean, the E is still really good. It got overbuffed. But like this hero... the late game now is more about being a wizard and casting a lot of spells. You take all of the Fire Snap and the Mortimer talents, and then you just like launch your ulti and it does a bunch of damage. And the shard, yeah, one shot Screw Waves obviously is a very big deal for any hero.
Well, we're seeing pings. There's a fight brewing. Never mind, it will not properly happen. Thought we might have some action by the river. Both teams seem to be willing for a fight on their terms, but not able to force it too much. Shield Rune gets denied by the, I believe the Forge Spirit rather than the Wild Wing Ripper, but denied regardless by the Invoker's Menagerie. Across the river will be the Dire team. I don't believe Radiant saw that smoke. They're headed towards the axe, though they do not see the axe. The ping is accurate nonetheless. They're sweeping southwards. Crony actually ignores this blue camp to get away from the impending hero, so good game sense there from the axe. And no kills. No anything, apparently. Wait, hold that thought, me. Something happens. Tornado to lead. Lasso the counterplay. Silencer ulti has been used. That will be 2 kills to the Fruit Punch ulti. Will there be more? It appears to be no. Simply 2 pickoffs there for the side of the Dire.
And that was all while they're doing Roshan too. That's tough. Delays the axe BKB even more.
I believe that is that Roche 5 or Roche 6 for the series now?
That's, yeah, that's... You're the guy who does that one. I don't know, I can't count.
I think it's 5, and it might be 6. Either way, they've all gone to PMA still. Literally every single one. I'm the carry player. You give me more lives. I am the winning condition. And, well, he's got it again. Meanwhile, in the river, Patience gets gone on by Sven. It will be a kill, but the problem is Sven will need the BKB if he wants to live, and even then, he still might not live. He holds the BKB, doesn't want to waste it on that death, and as a result, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and well, I believe Silence were traded up there. And well, it's not even 1-for-1, because Sunstrike hits double kill again for Fruit Punch. That's another kill for this Snap support. She's 5-1-7, which is a pretty good stat line for a force-up.
Yeah. Been playing quite well. Also, like, secured the laning phase. Like, all the games, they've won all their lanes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just, like, I'm impressed to play on the Snapfire. Like, all of these support heroes have just been, like, a super big problem for Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku. Like, the Pugno was killing all the towers, Snapfire just does unlimited damage, was winning all the lanes. Like, yeah, there's really a problem in the draft also. And there was all the heroes that we haven't seen also that have been, like, terrorizing throughout the season.
There's only so many ban slots. You know, me on my worst days, I'm like, yeah, we need like 17 more ban slots, but unfortunately we just don't have them, so, well, here come the strong arrows.
Yeah. And they have, I mean, this Abaddon has like double Aegis, got Aegis and Borrowed Time, so they are looking to just pressure a little bit.
And pressure he shall do. He's been an aggressive hitter of the buildings all series. That will not change. He is affixed with a Solar Crest buff, and he's got the units on the way. Towers 1/2 HP, now 1/3 HP. He'll Manta. He'll walk on around as Pishta once again pump fakes the ulti on Pangolier. He'll be glimpsed on Abaddon, though nothing has been broken quite yet. Pishta rolls in, now rolls away. Is that the end of our fight? Perhaps it is. Ryoma looks at the wraparound gank from the north side. Perhaps it's creeps instead. Hold that thought, because in comes Invoker. Andy Bendy looks for the play right now. But Sven sniffs it out. Radiant scan. They're well aware of these very angry, dire heroes waiting in the trees. PMA shows his face, but again, 2 lives plus Abaddon ulti, plus Manta for that matter. It's not easy to break that man.
Yeah, they can't really start on him. They have to go around him.
Wait, they see Festival! They see Festival! Never mind, I meant nothing. My bad. I thought I meant something.
It was close. They don't have an instant stun though. Like, they have this like roll blink, but it's not the same as getting lassoing someone, you know.
Jeez, blink it way out. Crony! That was interesting from Crony. He's fine.
He was trying to pop an ulti or something, I think. Oh?
Meanwhile, Silence is being gone on
Patience?
by Festival. Patience, though, is kept alive by his team and his own items for the time being, though he's eventually brought down. Tactic Storm was used. Abaddon is isolated, but again, he's got 2 lives. They're waiting at the borrowed time as Sven goes in for Snapfire. Snapfire goes down. 3 kill goes for Ryoma. PMA now only has 1 life left to go. Edis has been lost. It's currently a 3v5 fight. They want to go for the Abaddon. Glow Silence has been used by from Silencer, was used as well. In comes the roll from Pishja. He's rolling around. P-Guy stunning 3. Huge ulti from Pangolier. In comes PMA. Blinking Red, but that gets away. They're kiting him around. He's stunned. He's being Sven hit, but no Pishja. And Andy Bendy saved the day for the time being. 1/3 HP for Abaddon. Lasso on Invoker. Down goes PMA. Oh, Andy Bendy's trapped. We'll try to TP. Will it work? Glimpse was used on Pishja instead, so Andy will live, but P-Guy will not. A colossal teamfight win goes the way of Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku, and that is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, that's so big, especially for Ryoma. Now he actually gets to like his strong items. You can see, I mean, he did a lot of work in that fight without the crit, but now with the crit, he can actually try to look for these cores. I think maybe AI generated Bloosher just stick around too long in this fight. I mean, they really just like waited so long, and Radiant eventually got a good jump where they're able to kite the Abaddon, but he also had the ult on his first life. Really well played though.
We're at the problem now where, again, even though the net worth lead is, you know, maybe 1k at most, it's morale damage. This is the first time in a very long time this Hatsune Miku team have been really popping off, and, you know, it's always a good thing. Blink Call comes in. Andy Benny was trying for the Playmaker play, but instead, it seems like he's going to be making the death play. He's flame braked towards the axe. He's trying to run EMPs on the floor. He's juking, he's diving, but he will not stay alive. Simply a kill in the 4v1. Last hit goes to Axe. He's cold. And that's now an armor stack permanently for the axe.
Yeah, finishes bar after the fight, and then another kill after is closing in on this shard, which is a lot of his damage. Radiant's in a pretty good spot now, I'll say. Like, if they get like one more round of kills, or they're able to like get one big objective, like a Roche or the next Tormentor, or like some towers, then I think Radiant's pretty poised to win this. I already think the fights are maybe a little bit difficult for Dire. Like they got over that hump where they have no damage. Now they do have a lot of damage. Like the Void Spirit has his two big items. The Axe has reached his starter kit, and the Sven finished his little crit. So game's looking quite good for Radiant now after that series of deaths from Dire.
Speaking of Sven crits, he's actually very close to turning that Crystallis little crit into a Daedalus big crit. And well, seems like the Icarus, that is our Dire team, are flying a little too close to the sun. They're in a tough situation. For a lot of the series, it's been this Radiant Hatsune Miku team who's had to outplay things to win. But now the shoe is on the other foot. Midnight has arrived, and now it is AI-generated Bloosher who must outplay to win.
Yeah, I mean it's still they're not in like a super bad position or anything. Like they're all right. Like this Abaddon's scaling fine. He's still really rich. When he gets the Bloodthorn, he can still kill everyone. But I for the time being, I do favor Radiant.
I guess that tells you the state of the series. This is the worst spot that AI-generated Bloosher have been in all series in any game.
Yeah, yeah, that's true actually.
And the comeback, though, it starts with one. And well, it's not there yet, but again, it's literally the best it's been all series for Hatsune Miku. So the Miku heads out there must be celebrating this current game state.
Yeah, I mean like if they win one game, I do think they're in a good spot. They really just need to find their footing one time to turn this into a series. Like I think at the first two games they were not playing very well. Even
Well,
like in
there's
this
our
game, they had
global silence. Festival, of course, is the targets. He should be dead, and he is dead. Big kill there, of course. That's a lot of time for him to be dead.
yeah, 70 seconds, not the best. Another kill for Fruit Punch, pretty funny.
And of course, Andy, he's a win more player. He wants more. He's skulking on around looking for more damage. So, when does Tormentor respawn nowadays? When we're going to see more tormenting?
It's 10 minutes after it's taken always.
When was
It's
it
20
taken?
minutes. I think it was. I mean, it should be pretty soon because it was like the fight. Yeah, because I remember they had that first good fight at the mid tower with the Sven where they took the tier 1, and then Dire took it after. Right, they didn't care about it really on Radiant.
See, you know we need logical. We need a little analog clock here at the Tormentor that nobody but me can read. It'll be perfect. It's my exact advantage for the comeback to casting. I know when Tormentor spawns.
I mean, there's a lot of things to think about when you're casting. In game, it's much easier to take care of. You just ping the timer, then you add 10. It's not even like a Roshan where you have to do some like +7, +10, +5 type of thing.
Oh, they see the Invoker on the Sentry Ward! And there we go. Shades of God on Moscow 5 at TI1, brought down by that huge Sentry Ward pop-off play there. And as a result, perhaps Hatsune Miku will grab their first Roshan of the series.
Yeah, I mean that is like a really big death at this point. I think now the Roche is in their favor. He didn't even have to God Strength. They used the Disruptor ulti, but it's not even that big of a deal at this point. So yeah, I mean I do think they're pretty poised to take this Roshan. Finish the Harpoon too on Sven. Like he's beginning to have some separation with the Abaddon and net worth. It's only 1k to be fair, or like even less than, yeah, it's like only around 1k, but
I think,
that's how it starts.
more importantly, you look at the delta. I mean, before Abaddon was up by like 2, maybe 2.5k. I don't know, something like that. And now he's down, so obviously the game's going to be harder.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really do anything off that death though. Like they just kind of took the Invoker death. I mean they hit the tower, I guess that's nice, but no real main objectives. They might look to smoke again. Once this lasso's up. I haven't really kept track of how many smokes that they have, but looks like they might have 0 actually. Just clicking on their heroes and looking
Yeah,
at the
I'm
shop
looking
now.
around. I see some dusts. I see some other items. I see a ring of protection in a backpack, but no smokes.
I think they
Dire
are
smoke.
out of smokes at this point, yeah, so maybe they're gonna have to go through a lane, or maybe they just like raw dog up a hill, but that sounds bad. I would not recommend that.
And crazier things have worked. But of course, if Dire have, any ward in a number of, I don't know, like 12 different spots, that could be a disaster. Speaking of smoke, smoke up on 4 from AI generated Bloosher, looking to generate a better game state right now. PMA, of course, is in the vanguard. The one man who is not smoked. I don't know if he saw Sven there. I think he might have. And for now, Hatsune Miku, they're going to disengage towards the west. Sure, this dire side are in the Radiant Jungle, but what objectives do you take where they're currently at? I mean, I guess it has to be Roshan, but that's easier said than done sometimes. Instead, they're going to look for perhaps a pick off before Roshan. But nobody's being caught. Everybody's playing in a perfect spot to not be caught out on this Miku side.
Roche is gonna yell though, right? They took it already this game? Yeah.
Of course, they absolutely. And here we go, Radiant scan as well. We're well aware of the situation. Both teams know that Dire in the Roshan pit. The entire audience knows they're in the Roshan pit. Andy goes in for Sven, but in comes the backup. The cavalry has arrived. Global Silence was using counterplay. They're going for Disruptor. Roll comes in from Bishop. Sunstrike hits from long range. There's still no kill quite yet. PMA will finish things off. It's chaotic. Everybody split up. Briona blinks to the west side. Big KB is ready to go if he needs to use it. He'll go for PMA, who pops the ulti preemptively as Pangler is going on by Festival. That comes in from Disruptor. Pango is getting low on his HP. They'll try to keep him alive. And there's the last one, Silencer. 1 down, 2 down. And now they'll play the 5v3 once Patience inevitably goes down. Invoker will look to get away. He'll tornado the Sven to get away, but it's still 2 kills. Double kill for Crony, and that could mean Hatsune Miku's first Roshan of the series.
Yeah, it will be hard. It's about to switch sides and start going top, but I do think they can hit it even like with no god strength.
I was gonna say, they better be able to. There's no Pangolier, there's no Silencer.
Yeah. And we'll see. Maybe they opt to just aim for some buildings or chase some heroes.
As long as they get anything, literally anything, I'm sure it's good. They see there's towers, there's Roshans, there's even a Tormentor, maybe, possibly. Never mind, no, there's not. But surely they can get
5
something.
minutes. 5 more minutes, yeah. Let's see. I know Dire is also like looking to try to fight this. They're not trying to let this go. They scan the Roshan area.
Another call! They caught him again! Look at this, because of the Ghost Walk debuff, they knew he was there, and as a result, Sven cleans that one up. And well, I don't care if you scanned. No Invoker, no Silencer. It's going to be a little bit harder to defend that pit now.
Yeah, that is a bad death at this point. That is like the 3rd or 4th death, I want to say, in a row for Andy, where at least he finishes his BKB now, but he fed so much money to this Sven. He like completely gave the Sven and almost like the Axe their games back. And like at this point, the Sven is so hard to fight. You even saw it in the last fight, and that fight was very split up. But the Sven just hit the Abaddon, and the Abaddon ulted, and he just waited out, and then he kept hitting him. The Abaddon couldn't do enough damage, like even during his ult duration. And now the matchup is getting bad. This Sven is going to do too much damage. Like this game at this point is very hard for Radiant. I think they will need to make a major mistake for Dire to get back into this game. But at the same time, I would say like these Invoker deaths are a major mistake, so it's not necessarily something that is like too impossible to happen.
Despite your confidence in the Radiant team, despite the overwhelming net worth and momentum lead, the Dota Plus AI actually disagrees. They think it's still 50-50 even odds right now, which I am shocked by, but perhaps they know something that we don't.
Yeah, I do think they favor the Abaddon just like having its hero highly. You know, it's kind of like Spectre. I think people like knew that they just like value the Spectre win rate highly. This like Abaddon, the fact that it's like a tanky hero that does a lot of damage, very hard to kill, kind of like makes the fight kind of scrappy, and thrives in that environment. I think the Dota Plus AI likes that a lot, but I know also like
I'm trusting you over the Dota. I mean, you were here before Dota Plus AI. I trust you on this one.
I also think like just like knowing the players, like the fact that like all the cards are in Ryoma's hand is like a big deal. Like he's someone who will actually like carry the game, you know? It's like Heisem, our player in this lobby by far. He's like the best player in the season by far. This is the state of the game that you want, aside from like just like crushing them, obviously.
And he is just loaded on up with items, and he still has plenty of room to grow. Of course, he can replace the Aegis with another item. He's upgrading to Swift Blink. There's Ag Scepter, there's Ag Shard, there's Moon Shard. He's not going to be capped out for, I don't know, like 17 more minutes or so, and at that point, you just win the game, surely.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them do some like make some plays earlier. They popped another smoke. They're using these liberally, but I would like to see them like make some kind of like long-lasting impact, either like hitting a tower or like taking a fight on the our side of the map where they can actually like do some structural damage after. But I do feel like these like they aren't like earning enough off these wins. They aren't like collecting.
They saw
Oh,
Pishka mid lane, but he did not give an opportunity to get last of it. I think he was available for maybe like a third of a second there, so. You did mention you wanted to see some structural damage, and well, the structural integrity of the dire side bot T2 tower is non-existent. It is simply a pile of bricks, whatever that red thing is. I don't know what the red thing's made of, but it's certainly not bricks. Bricks
looks
don't
like they
blow,
can get
they
the
don't blow
mid
like
pick
that.
too also.
That is big. And the thing is, they're not even necessarily done with winning more because there's still half duration on the Aegis, so plenty of time here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not sure. I honestly, I think he can just hit the buildings. I guess he's scared about some like invoker spells, like getting EMP'd wouldn't be great for this one. I do think maybe they're a little bit scared though, but I can understand that. Like they've been losing this whole series. Now you're in a winning position. You are going to be a little bit concerned. All right, everyone DC'd.
This reminds me a lot of back when I was on Pro Series. You see like the Peruvian teams, they would all DC at once. Like, clearly team has problems. Something has gone wrong. They got to reset something. It was almost a synchronized DC there from the Accident Disruptor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know anything if they're you got the Happy Birthday Hatsune Miku team house, but
Maybe if they win lads, they can afford it. We don't know yet though. I suppose it depends where it is though, right? I mean, it's not like they're Shopify getting a nice team house in some high cost of living bougie location. Could be like, I don't know, some tier 3 SEA team, tier 3 SA team. Yeah, we could afford the team house. The rent is like $190 a month. We could do this. Why not? How about relative stuff there? Oh, this pause was not good for my momentum. I was in the zone, Logical. I was in the zone.
I mean, well, I do think they like at this point with the fact that the Sven TP top, they are doing some resetting. Like the Sven is most likely gonna go like push this top lane all the way out. They're gonna have like one or two people. What's the word I'm looking for? Like straggling like in the mid lane, just like pushing these waves, and then they're gonna try to take this last tier 2 tower, which I think is a fine play, but I mean it is definitely a little bit on the safer end.
And there always is the opportunity to perhaps creep cut, delay the game. Andy Bendy, of course, is a notoriously good creep cut player. And again, for those who have seen past Andy Bendy seasons, he's done it on every single team to great success. Of course, Pishka is playing a great creep cut hero. You've got the Illus on the Abaddon with Radiance. You have a lot of options to simply delay the game. And eventually, again, obviously you don't want the game to get to that state, but eventually Sven just can't buy more items. We're not there yet. We're still a while away from that. But eventually, he simply can't buy more items.
Yeah, I mean we will have to see. Like dropping the boots is a little bit of a struggle because he can potentially get kited, but I mean he does already have a lot of mobility items, so not really sure.
That's when you grab the Superman Ags. Why do you need boots if the Stormbolt
Could
will
be.
bring you to the enemy heroes?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty sure that that will be a nice upgrade.
Oh,
On the
we're
dire
resuming.
side though, excellent, excellent. I'm not sure what items really they're looking for in dire. I like the Basher on Abaddon. I think that's his only option. I think it'll be helpful. Hit the Sven during his bar.
All right, we have a scan from the Radiant side. Got rid of the scoreboard once again, and here we go. It's PMA in the lead. He Bloodthorn Disruptor Sunstrike hits. The kill is not
Sucker's
fair,
dead, I'm pretty
though.
sure.
Is he?
Oh, 100
Oh,
health.
it was close. Okay. Glimpse brings PMA back into the fray. He's called by Crony. In comes P Guy with the roll. Crony BKBs walks away. Snapfire off. He flies. Crony. It's a third HP and on the run. But where's the kill? I don't think it's everyone. On the backside comes Sven, destroying Patience. The trade is for Crony. It's Lassoed Invoker. That's a huge kill. He's brought down. Both dead dire heroes have buybacks. Axe does not. And now it's disengagement time. PMA TP's the North Sham, Pit Pangolier from the north side. It's a disengage time, a 2-for-1 win for Hatsune Miku. It's a win, though not a colossal win for them.
Yeah, I mean, two more kills, like a slight lead there is quite good. But still, they aren't doing much as far as like permanent damage go. This Aegis is gonna run out. I don't really think they're losing a window, but they're just like losing their sure win opportunity.
Well,
Okay,
let's
wait.
carry on, carry violence. Sven has 2 lives. Abaddon still has his ulti, and Abaddon will bring down the first life of Sven, though that was going to expire in approximately 35 more seconds. Can they get him again? BKB is
No
on
BKB.
cooldown. He's half HP. Tanekas is on cooldown as well, and there's no save. The big first blunder of the game happens from Ryoma. That's not the death he wanted. Now Flame Turtle's on the run. He'll TP as Pangolier goes in Festival. Batrider cancels TP perhaps to save Festival. He's going to die for his teammate, or perhaps even live for his teammate. Bishop looks for a bash, cannot find it, and he's rolling for more. In comes PMA. They find the Void Spirit. He's got nothing but time. Can he live long enough? Yes, he can. But it's only to the southwest side as Pangolier still rolling on to bring down Flame Turtle. That's 2 kills. In comes Axe, calling Pangolier. He's 1/3 HP. It should be good, but he's still rolling. Can he live? No, he cannot. That's still a 2-for-1 trade in favor of correction, my bad, AI-generated Bloosher.
Yeah, they still had the Sven kill. They got kind of chaotic after the Sven kill, and I mean, it ended up being the Pango traded for the Batrider, which is kind of good for rated. But yeah, losing the Sven is just like the only thing really that matters there.
Here we
Dies
go.
twice.
We're not done yet. You know what's going to happen
DD.
here. It's DD Abaddon. Notice, he turned off the Radiance. He wants no information. Dire scan. They're hunting. They're desperate. Or maybe they're just hungry. I'm not entirely sure. Looking at Dire, they see Crony. They see Crony. He's Bloodthorns,
He'll blink soon.
but he's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
I thought for a second that
Yeah,
would be
man.
a big fight.
That is one thing that's quite like bad about Dire's lineup is that they do have a lot of things going on, but their catch is not amazing. Like a BKB hero can just like BKB and run away. You know, like they don't have a good kind of like instant long duration stun like the axe call or like a lasso. They have to like roll is okay, but I mean it takes 3 seconds to charge up, and this invoker can't really do it either. Like speaking on the invoker, he has really fallen off in this game. His early game impact was solid, but at this point he is like not having that much impact in the fights.
Yeah, it's obviously an unfortunate game for Andy. After a really pop-off game 1 and game 2, he's been a little bit quiet after, what, minute 11 in this game, so obviously he'll look for a bit of a rat angle, but you know what's easier than playing the rat game? Playing the game from ahead. It's
Yeah,
simply a
you
lot
just
easier.
blink and you just stun and kill someone. That's I've always been a fan of that, just because you don't have to do much thinking. Just very intuitive way to play.
Yeah, I mean, anytime your Dota draft does not require you to think, it's just so much easier to play. And right now, again, AI-generated Bloosher, they're doing a lot of thinking. They've got nothing but time. This is our first really long game of the series. First 2 were a bit of a rapid win for the Dire side of this team, and now, well, it's Radiant-sided, but not so decisive that the game is over. Of course, Ryoma, look at what he's went for. He's went for a Refresher Orb. That's simply for what? Double ulti, double BKB there?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly the double BKB I think is the big timing. He can't really like he can't like all in someone, you know, he can't like double stun someone really just because his hero doesn't have that much mana, but he'll just use that to take these longer fights because I think it is a pretty good read on this game. Because like most likely he'll need to like kill someone at the start of the fight and then retreat with his BKB duration and then wait for his next blink. So this lets him get 2 BKB jumps.
Feels like a very hard. I mean, obviously it's doable for a player of Ryoma's caliber, but it's a hard game to play when you have to do that sort of assassin go in, go out, go in, go out gameplay. But again, if you can do it, it'll certainly be very effective.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of on what kind of vision they can get during the fight. Also, like the axe is kind of full slots, but like if one of these heroes that jump, like maybe the Batrider or the Void Spirit, have an open slot just for wards, and they can place it at the start of the fight, it'll really help his gameplay a lot. Just like anywhere, like a ward in a sentry, even if it dies after the fight, it'll just help so much for like the couple seconds that it's up and alive.
Well, here we go. Both teams are smoked. I don't believe either team is fully. Actually, maybe Radiant did see the smoke on this ward, but either way, the Dire smoke has expired. Radiant S5 wrapped towards the northwest. Though currently, I mean, we know with the Omni Vision that Dire simply are not there. Of course, Radiants don't necessarily know that. Looking at Roshan, he's here and he's doing Roshan things. So perhaps that'll be the objective to take. Problem is, there's this what is that? Croaker? What is a croaker? What is this
It's
logical?
it's oh, what are they called? Like a type of fish. It's like the same as like the League of Legends character. Um,
Is that like one of the ancient creeps now? Or I have what is
yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, it is.
How have I not seen this whole series? This thing is hilarious. Look at this
Like
thing.
they're in the water. Catfish, that's what they're called. They're called catfishes. That's what I was thinking of. That's literally the type of fish that they are. But yeah, croaker. They get stronger as the game goes on. So like you can see if you like check the ancient camps. I'll draw circles around them to make it easier for you to find them.
Oh, there they are.
They're ancient croakers, yeah.
It got me to I mean, literally, I broke character there for the first time tonight. Where I was like, "What is this thing doing here? This looks so silly."
Yeah. They stun you. They're really annoying actually. Like it's like you know how like it's annoying when like the centaur stuns you when you have a unit hero?
Yes,
The croakers are even worse because they do a lot of damage too. And it's if you have 2 units, not even 3. So if there's just 2 units, they'll stun you.
and that is just wacky. I know we're kind of in the
Yeah.
wacky era, but that's PMA finds the Sven. Sven becomes red. This play comes in from PMA. Crony will call. Abaddon, Altis, Roll comes in. Tornado comes in. Snapfire Alti comes in. Who goes down? It appears to be Crony will tip the BKB and walk away. Goal Sounds comes out from Patience. Pistia refreshes. Sven has been stunned. He too will refresh. His BKB is ready. He's no longer 100% zero to stuns. Can they chain him to death? Maybe. It's close. They got him. Huge kill. Axe goes down. The roll continues. They'll go for Disruptor, who's going to die to Sunstrike, I believe. Correction to Ferret Punch. That's 1-3 for 0 route. And can it be 4? Andy Bendy is hunting for Festival. He's got Manta. He'll use it. He's bashed! Is there a kill? Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Either way, that's 3 big kills. And screw Roshan. We're going high grounds.
Yeah, I mean that's one good fight for Dire, you know? Like they've just like
Call comes in, almost
dodges
dodged
it, but
he actually did dodge it. Either way,
Yeah.
Festival goes some way to the southwest, and Axe is gonna die. That's a dieback. That's a dieback. No, it's buyback. Is that game?
Yeah, might be. I mean, this is like Dire just like played hungrier, you know? Like Radiant, they were like winning this game for like the past 10 minutes. They would like take a good fight, they would reset, get the waves out. Dire, they take like one good fight on Radiant's side of the map.
There's the
And
lasso.
look, they're going HG.
He's got no ulti.
Oh, he has no ulti.
He needs his kill. Can he keep him alive? He's so low and he's dead. But he does
Nice, well
have buyback. Pisha's in the middle of everything. Meteors fly. And it's disengagement time. Festival comes in. And it seems like Hatsune Miku have saved their game and therefore saved their series and therefore saved their season with that defense right there.
Yeah, that was a great kill with the lasso. I mean, you saw even Fruit Punch was trying to save him with the Ags. She blinked in to try to eat him and gobble up and spit him away to safety. But the Void Spirit silence interrupted it. You know, just that having the AoE silence when they were going for that fight. Super clutch.
And the intrigue continues. I mean, that last little, minute and a half of Dota flipped everything on its head. I mean, Dire, they're technically in the lead, but this is anybody's game now.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit good for Dire, but there's like a Roshan to fight. It is really anyone's game. The Sven is capping out though. Like one thing is his items. He actually like doesn't have any more items to buy. Like you can get a moon shard, you can upgrade your Ags. It'll help you a little bit. It really won't help you that much. You are 6 slotted at this point. The shard is useful actually. He really needs a shard like desperately in my opinion.
We are at the point, it is diminishing returns. He has a Silver Edge. He had the Silver Edge in his quick buy earlier, decided against it. It's once again in the quick buy. Perhaps that's the item he needs. He's patient in the trees, tailing the old HY right now. Speaking of, Andy. He's to the west. He'll pop the Forge Spirits. Seems like he'll be fine, and yep, that's Twin Gate to the southeast of the map, away from the very angry Radiant Heroes.
There was some pinging going on, but looks like he's out.
Yeah, there is a Roshan somewhere, right? No, there's no Roshan. He's in the river. Never
Bottom.
mind. He's on the way.
Yeah, yeah. Just switched.
I
Pango
was gonna say,
DD.
I see him in both pits. I don't see him dead. Surely he's somewhere, and yep, he's in the river. And it should not be a roar this time because for once, Hatsune Miku actually killed Roshan. This could be the nice little sneak in, grab the Roshan, and all his little goodies play. That AI-generated Bloosher need. Roshan's about 1/4 HP. Radiant, looking at their vision, have no idea. They have no urgency, and now they've got no Roshan. Aegis, the PMA, Refresher in his backpack, cheese and banner on the floor. Surely someone grabs it, and it has been grabbed.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't really fight that on Radiant. I don't think it's terrible that they didn't know. I think they couldn't really fight that. They need to wait for this Axe Refresher at this point. He's about 1,300 gold away. I think that is their one real angle to take this next upcoming engagement. This double call on like 2 heroes, or just like 1 call and 1 kill on 1 hero, and then 1 call and 1 kill on another hero, will actually open up these fights. So I like what Crony is doing now. I mean, I do think they have to wait for that. Nothing else really matters too much. I mean, everyone else is... No one really has that big items. I mean, an eventual Ags on Disruptor would be pretty big. I think he should try to get to that, to be honest, because this
One
this
concern.
Disruptor Ags is so good.
Does he have the mana to use that? I mean, it's call, refresher, surely a BKB as well, surely a blade mail as well. There's this diffusal blade on Pangolier, and if Evoker's not in, there's an EMP from him. Can he actually do the double call play?
Yeah, it will be hard. He will have to BKB like before the diffusals hit him to get it off. But one good thing about his build-up is the Kaya Songe. It reduces your mana cost, so everything costs less mana, which does actually enable you, which is why people go for this build on Axe.
I see.
But I mean, that is a good point, to be honest. Like, especially if like anything happens, like let's say he like comes into the fight late or something, or he just like had to use mana or like whatever. Like if anything happens, then there is a real reasonable chance that he won't have enough mana.
I'm just doing the math there.
Speaking
like,
of which,
ooh, good dodge. BKBs, he'll TP. There's no cancel, I don't think. There's not.
Yeah, okay. He was always fine, actually. Yeah.
I'm just doing the math there, and I'm like, surely, you know, he's 8K. I'm uncalibrated. He should know better than I do. But the math isn't adding up here.
Yeah, I mean the refresher will be like 260 or so, or something like that. A little bit less than that maybe. And then yeah, he'll have 2 calls at 90 mana, so he'll have just enough.
It'll be close. Either way, speaking of close, we see PMA close in on the middle barracks. Range ones are dead. He'll get called in by the remnants of Void Spirits. He now turns on the Void Spirit. He'll Whistle Blade. Pistol rolls in. Silence has been used. Is there a kill? Yes, there is. He's got the buyback, though it seems like the middle barracks will be not long for life. That's a box. That's next. That's 2 racks up for the Bloosher side. And here we go. They'll glimpse the Abaddon, but he saves himself with the Outworld Staff. And now again, it's a good game state. It's only a 4K lead. The momentum, it's dire-sided. And there's our buyback.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's what they're waiting for. Get a buyback, get away. No Outworld Staff this time. Didn't go for the meant to dodge. But again, he's playing Abaddon. He's got 2 lives and an ulti ready to go. He's taunted on him by the Axe. He'll pop the ulti manually. He's buying time before the Radiant side. He'll turn on Axe. He's already almost dead, and he's dead!
No.
And now they'll drop the backlines from the Radiant side. They'll kill Pistia. He buys back. Fruit Punch goes down. Disruptor is low. Bat's on the run. Bat will keep him away from Disruptor. Meanwhile, P-Guy has returned to the fight. Snapfire buys back. Meteor's right on the way. Lasso is there on Abaddon. But Abaddon still has 1 more life.
Ooh.
Sven looks to cleave. Is critting. Batrider's dead. Pistia dies back. And now PMA has 1 life to play with. He'll blink away just in time. Is there a hunt? Step in from the north-southwest to the northeast. They'll turn. But in comes Ryoma. Looking for big crits. But Andy Bendy saves the day for now. Festival BKBs. PMA's half HP. El Manta is turning. He's bashing. Sven's dropping. It was bladed. Andy Bendy's dropping. Who dies first? It's Sven. But he has a buyback. Flame Turtle is low. Andy Bendy goes down. Andy Bendy buys back. He's returning to the team fight right here, right now. The is very low. He'll blink to the top left towards his fountain. And now, Andy blinks in, zoning Void Spirit, and PMA wants the Megas. Sven buys back. It'll be a 4v3. Step in. Is there an ulti soon? It's an ulti right now for PMA. But he may have to manually activate it, give him the crit damage. Currently, half HP melee Rex. Stormbolt gets reflected by something, and now, here we go. PMA will Manta. Silencer throw spells. Invoker throw spells. Festival dodges everything, but the Rax cannot dodge the damage. That's melees in the third lane for AI-generated Bloosher. PMA, he wants the Megas. He knows the stakes. He's holding, he's waiting, and here we go. That is Megas. We've returned to a 4v4. Abaddon, where is he? He seems to have gotten away, and there we go. With that Blink Dagger, he has gotten out, and now, for Hatsune Miku, they can't just get nothing. They need something, but instead they'll simply get nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there was some buybacks from Radiance, from AI generated team. So if they're able to win a fight now, they might be able to just run it down and get their throne. But I mean, this is tough. I mean, we already saw the Mega Creeps once. I don't think it's quite as dicey as it was this game, or as it was that game. But oh my god, this game, it got really bad for Radiant really quickly.
Yeah, they've got the damage, but they're at the point now where it's just walking the tightrope with no safety harness. If you slip once, you are going to die. You are running out of base to lose. Look at it. That's it. A tower, another tower, an ancient, and a couple of these little effigy things, maybe one moon well. That's not much to work with.
That is not much to work with, yeah. And I mean, they're gonna just need to like de-push the Mega Creeps, which is like the annoying part, really. Especially with like, and I guess he sold the Helm the Dominator at this point on Invoker, but just like throwing Alacrity, Forward Spirits, and like Abaddon Illusions and the like will be like such a headache to deal with at this point.
Unless you're constantly vigilant, eventually it'll slowly chip the tier 4s. The Ancients are a little bit different. But again, look at Andy. He's microing. He's splitting the Forward Spirits into two different groups here. He doesn't want Sven to be able to easily stun and cleave them to an extent. He's actually going on the Bat Rider instead. Maybe he's not microing. At least maybe he's trying to just ignore the building to hit the Bat Rider. Either way, he's buying time for the Tormentor to die. It's very, very easy, and it's a free shard for Patience. It gives him more insteel, which, I mean, at this stage of the game, is not retroactive. Probably doesn't matter all that much, but it's something. It is something.
Yeah, it's not super useful, but he's the only guy without a shard, so might as well.
Well, we see Radiant leave their base. But again, they're not as 5. Are there BOTs on the other heroes? There's no BOTs on Bat. He'll have it in Quick Buy for, well, this exact scenario, but he can't afford it quite yet. For now, Dire are split. The main body, bottom lane, Andy Bandy scouting as that little unit in the top lane. Radiant, Smoke S3. They're in the Dire jungle. Here come the pings. Festival has broken his smoke. Pistia is going to roll. Is there a backup? He's going to hack, but in comes Crony. That's it with the counterplay. Global Silence has been used. In comes Abaddon. He's looking for Axe, but Axe as well. Very, very tanky. Big KBs aplenty have been popped. Pressure Silencer has been used by Silencer. Ryoma is now invis. I'm not entirely sure. If you don't know that, I certainly don't know. Penguin is still rolling. Nobody's dead. And here comes Sven, looking for a Crippy text. Huge clutch hex. Meanwhile, on the south side, it's chaos everywhere. P-Guy goes down. He's got no buyback, and Ryoma has got one more BKB to play with. Over to PMA. His ulti has been used. He's trying to fight, but look at him. He's being kited around. He'll look to go on Void Spirit, but Void Spirit's a little bit too tanky. Meanwhile, Ryoma's still fine on half HP. In comes the E-Blade. In comes the Hex. Is there the dagger? He's trying to heal, but no! He couldn't take down a kill! They'll move to Axe. Sven is dead. No buyback. Axe is dead. No buyback. Festival's trying. He's got a BKB, but he's fighting down numbers. Is he the savior? Is there a bash? There's a bash! Void Spirit! He's in a lot of danger! And he's dead with no buyback! And that might be our series logical. And there it is! The GG is called! AI-generated Bloosher, take it all! 3-0!
Yeah, I mean, well played. They definitely were the better team today. They played so well on Dire. I mean, even that last fight, there was so much going on at the end. Like it was like split up into two fights. I was watching the Abaddon side. The Sven was in the back line. He got both his VKBs kited. They definitely outplayed him there.
It's beautiful Dota 2 there from AI generated team. And again, by many accounts, they came in the underdog, but they played some passionate, sharp Dota 2. Very few mistakes this series, and it reflects in the 3-0 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, I never would. I think this is like the farthest down of my expected outcomes. Like I would have expected it either to be Hatsune Miku stomp or like a close like 3-1 or 3-2 game for either side.
It's one of those things where AI generating like a rabid dog. You start biting, and then they won't let go until you've killed the opponent. And well, the opponent has been killed. There's nothing left but glory and victory for, again, some multi-time champions now on AI generated team.
Yeah, and all I mean, yeah, all of them have made the finals before or have won. So multiple and multiple winners now. PMA. Who else? Fruit Punch. Andy won, right? Or was it finals with
Nah,
you?
I was a finals loss.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Unless
yeah.
he won a different series I just wasn't aware of. But as far as I know, he hasn't won yet. But hey,
Yeah, not that I remember, yeah.
he got the win.
Pisha and Patience also have made finals multiple times at this point, right? So
Yeah, they were on those very fantastic teams like Rice Boy and Yeti for a long time, but just could never get over the hump. And well, Vindication has arrived. They have gotten over the hump. They have slain the camel at this point, so the monkey's off their back. I'm not sure what else to say. I mean, this is just a dominant series. Again, I was going in expecting perhaps a longer series. Thought I might be going until past midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're wrapped up at 9:21 Eastern. Not
this is
even
when the series
3.5
start.
hours in. Yeah, it started at 6. So this was a bit of a beatdown. Let
Definitely.
me go message PMA, see if we can get an interview or something. Interview question mark. If he responds in the next, I don't know, 2 minutes, we'll get an interview, and if not, we'll probably call it quits because this is a fun one. I mean, I know Logical knows, but for the audience, you guys have no idea how hot it is in my room right now. It is 90 degrees. I have a thermometer. It's literally 90 degrees right now. It is hot in here. The AC is broken. I am sweating right now. Oh, let's see here. Is that a response? Go Patience. So, Patience is the person for the interview. I'll send you. So I've sent him a friend request on Discord. He'll
Mhm.
accept it, and then we'll add him to the DM, and then he'll join the DM. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So surely he'll come join, and we're now joined by a victorious Lads Champion player, Patience. How are you tonight, Patience?
Hi, feeling good?
Oh, this
Lads
was
Plus felt better.
true.
You said Lads Plus felt better?
Yeah.
Really? I see. Was it?
Well, this
I
game was kind of a snooze fest for me. I don't know if you noticed.
you,
yeah.
you tell me 2 games on Pugna and a game on Silencer isn't the most riveting gameplay possible?
Well, Pugna's fun, but Silencer, well, yeah. I also stared at my Lotus Orb the whole game, knowing it was wrong. I hope you didn't talk about that.
I don't think
No,
we
I mean,
did we?
no, we did. It was
Okay,
interesting.
good.
Whew. So at this point, it's funny how the circumstance had to align for this to happen the way it did. Because I think you cast the last Lads Finals Patience. That's correct, right?
Yes, I did.
And of course, usually Math Edition, who's also casting, would slot in there. He's got a kid now, so it had to think the exact circumstance. You in Grand Finals, Math Edition out of commission. I just kind of slide back in there. I'm like that little rat you can't kill, little cockroach. I'm back. You can't get rid of me. It was
Mm.
fun though. It was a absolute beatdown. I mean, me and Logical were shocked about how badly you guys just just wiped the floor there. I mean, were you guys expecting a 3-0 victory, or what was the prep there mentally?
I did not expect 3-0. I thought I'd be up a lot longer tonight. Yeah. I was complaining when it was originally set for 7 p.m. and I complained to PMA. I said I don't want to stay up all night, but it ended up being 3 games. So
I mean, I know for me, I have work in the morning. I appreciated that for sure. I mean, it's like, hey, I get to go to bed, get like 8 hours of sleep. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I got some questions also. I mean, now that this season is over, can you tell us a little bit about your like prep going into this series? Because like I know PMA like cares a lot. I mean, this guy was playing a ton of pubs. I think your whole team kind of was playing a lot of pubs, but like
yeah.
specifically for like the draft and like gameplay, like what were you guys doing before this series? Because there was also a really long break, right?
Okay, I am the worst person to ask this question. But because PMA did like 99% of the prep, and then
Mhm.
like Andy was there to like tell him what he wanted for mid mostly. Um, they kept forcing me to play like these stupid heroes like Silencer this season. Um, we knew, especially for this team, like uh, the Nature's Prophet, we had to keep it out of the game. Um, unless they banned it, I don't actually remember. Anyway, I'm not the drafter on this team. I'm
Mhm.
only drafter when I have to be.
You know, it's funny.
Okay.
Apparently, people requesting that PMA join. I think I'm adding PMA. I hope this is PMA. Maybe.
Sure,
I
he
think I
can tell you
added
a lot
PMA.
more.
Is this PMA? I have the little truncated things on Discord, so I can't even see who added. Is this PMA we've added?
Hello, I'm here. Yep.
Oh, there we go. We have
Ugh.
aggressively PMA, former Badger teammate. Congratulations.
Yes. This was 3 of the cap boards. This could have been us. Honestly, this could have been us.
What can you do, right?
We almost did it.
But
Yeah.
obviously, you guys won. How much draft prep did you guys do going into the series? And are you surprised that certain heroes like Pugna and stuff like that got through the ban phase?
Mm, uh, it's kind of hard to like distill into like a simple answer, but I think this team didn't play a lot together until very recently. Um, so I kind of expected that their ideas of like what we want to pick or whatever would still be from our last series, but we played like a million pubs and a million scrims and also like 4 playoff series and stuff. So our ideas have like completely shifted basically from what they were banning, which I think was like a pretty big disadvantage for them. So we weren't surprised that they were there, but we were a little like I think game 3 was like when they started making the adjustments to like ban Pugna and stuff.
Yeah, like there was the Undying ban in the first 2 games, and then
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
ignored
Yeah.
in the last game,
Yeah.
and it just like wasn't picked at all or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, Crony went on a trip. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's like hard for them to play, so that makes sense. I mean, V was like messaging me during the series. He's like, "Dude, these guys play way too fucking much. Like, they're they were trying
We
their
were
ass off
grinding.
in preparation.
Yeah,
They'll
we were
lose
grinding.
PMA and unranked every day."
I was I was really sad. I go not sad, but like I beat Patience and Pistra, and they're really cool guys after playing team with them. So I really wanted to win for them. And obviously Andy had already lost 2 grand finals, so if he lost the third one, I don't know. I couldn't have that on my conscience. So I gave it everything I got. As
Yeah,
much
I've
as
been
everyone
on
will
the
say
opposite side.
my.
I've been on the opposite side of this finals. It does not feel good at all.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't beat them, join them. You know, PMA. I have one question for you.
Mhm.
What are you in the lab is going to do to get KU and Logical back into the league next season?
Logical's in the league, no? I thought he had a team.
Are you
I do have a team.
sick?
Well, there you go. What you really should be asking is, are the other 4 admins going to ban me from the league? Because I know they're mad about this one.
Okay, I can come out of retirement from my lab in retirement just to defend you, and then go back to retirement again. Either way, I'm sure they'll figure it out. You're in the boardroom. I'm sure you'll figure it out. So, what's next for this team? Is there even a possibility? Actually, Andy's playing with like Jim and Nathan, isn't he? So, this is the end of this team, or is like the core of this team still sticking together somehow?
For our team?
Yeah.
No, I wish. I really, like I said, I think it was my first time kind of like talking to Pisha or like teaming with him. I kind of already knew Patience was a cool guy, but I really enjoy playing with Patience and Pisha and Andy. I love Andy. But obviously, I think we're just never going to be allowed to play together on the same team. I mean, maybe we have some like really bad players or whatever, but I think it's me and Des are teaming with other players. But I think Patience and Pisha are sticking together. So, So some of it will survive in different stacks, I guess.
You know,
Yeah, their team was
Exodia
posting
was
the
assembled,
content.
Exodia is broken. You're saying logical?
No, yeah. I think their team was like posted in the FTV content, right? So yeah, makes sense.
I will say though, congratulations, guys. Patience, PMA. Do you have any final words, call outs, shouts to the people of League of Lads?
No, just same as last time. Nope, not really. Thanks for watching.
I did
It was fun.
post in LFT at the beginning of the season, and I only got one request. One team offer, and it was this one.
There you go.
I'm very happy about that. And it's actually a shout out to Vico because he was on this team and wasn't able to play. So we did
Yep.
it for Vico too.
So you're saying
Good for
Vico
Vico
is
too.
now smiling?
Yeah,
Vico
Vico
is
should be
smiling.
smiling. He better be actually.
I love references. Either way, though, thanks, come on, for the interview, Patience, and PMA. Obviously, best of luck in your next season, and congrats on the 3-0 victory. Logical.
Thank you.
My man. Thank you for coming
Yep.
on and joining me tonight for dusting off the dust for the first cast in, 9 months almost? 10 months? I don't even know anymore. We did well, I think, hopefully. Hopefully the people
Yeah.
enjoyed it. You got any final words, call outs, shout outs to the people of League of Lads?
No, I mean, thank you for inviting me. You like, I wasn't expecting this DM at all. And you just hit me up like a couple days ago. Like you trying to cast the finals. It was a no brainer. So thanks for bringing me on.
I was conscripted. I was like, all right, if I'm being conscripted, there's exactly one man I want to cast with. Ring, 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 ring. Get over here. Next thing you know, we're here. Game's over. Our boys won. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up. I am extremely sweaty, extremely tired. And my voice is not used to this anymore at this point. But we had a fun time. Thanks, of course, for all people for tuning on in for this 3-0 drubbing. Thanks, of course, to the people who subbed. I think we had like 11 subs tonight. So obviously, especially I think Bray with the 5 subs. So again, thanks to everyone for that one. I think I may
Valorant
be
was
back.
one of them.
Valorant was indeed one of them, which is kind of wacky, but getting that dirty esports money once again. I think this may be comeback time for the next season, depending on how the work schedule works. Been a little bit busy with work, but if I'm not busy with work, then next thing you know, might be here on some random Saturday night or something for some more League of Lads action. Either way, as always, thank you for watching, and have a great night.